Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I needed to take a leak. So without further ado, let's get our next guest on. First, we have Tez Rowlands from Rowlands Reviews. Hello, sir.
Hello.
We have
Right.
Nick from Only One Baby.
Hey, I'm in. Hello there. Now, you need to make your video longer, Stu.
I need to, yeah, I do need to make it longer. Yeah.
Short piece.
Oh, that feels better. Jesus, crikey. So how are you both? Thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion.
Great.
Oh, good. Looking forward. Looking forward to it.
Who else do we have here? Someone else? Who's this? I can't. BOE!
Hi.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Some proper legends in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, what we got here? Yeah. So let's just see where we're at with our donations. At the moment, we are currently on $655. So well done.
Wow.
Just want to say, if you do leave an anonymous donation, I'm not going to be able to put your names in the will to win a prize. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I can't put anonymous because there could be 4 or 5 anonymous people. Right, who else is here? We've got Luke Reynolds. Hello, look at this.
All right, Luke. Oh, his hand.
Hi, folks. How you doing?
Luke Reynolds.
Hey.
So I just apologise to the people in the chat as well. I've missed a lot of chat because I was talking to Darren. So my dad kindly popped on, bless his cotton socks, and my little niece popped on, and Gabby popped on as well. So yeah, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. How is everybody this fine afternoon or evening? It is evening.
Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, really good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So I'll start with you, Nick. You're going to Florida this year, aren't you? And you're going to be staying at what hotel?
It's Port Orleans, man. Riverside this time. So, but again, Stu, I didn't know a hell of a lot about what this was all about. But I tell you what, watching the videos earlier and getting up to speed, fantastic, man. Totally on board.
Thank you.
Good work.
Really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And you mentioned the trackers as well, and I'm a massive fan of a lot of different vloggers, but him in particular, I do love the Tim Tracker, and I haven't seen his video going around. If he's been around the park, the village, I'll go and watch that next, man. But
he's done one where he's gone around the village. He's done one where they've done Night of a Million Lights, and also what else did he do? He went to SeaWorld with one of the Wish Kids as well, and went on the roller coasters with them as well.
Right,
brilliant.
I will say this, Nick, you are going to love Port Orleans Riverside. We stayed there last October, and it is absolutely phenomenal. It really is. Is this the first time you stayed on Disney property?
I've stayed at French Quarter before, and that was really good. That's the first time I've ever stayed at a Disney resort. Made my sister very jealous. We'd been as kids and stuff. We'd always wanted to stay at a resort hotel. We had a great time in Florida. Staying out off property. But I tell you what, man, it was great. The parks are amazing. Another level of multimedia sensory experience, but then you kind of when you get to the resort, it's still that magic is happening, but it's just subtle. It brings it down, just calmer and stuff. But when you're at Port Orleans, I'm a big music fan as well, and hearing in the background that constant jazz is pumping out, man. And I believe they've got the same BGM up the river at Riverside, because I've done my research. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to these things. Can't wait, man, to get there and absorb it all. Totally brilliant.
Oh, you're going to love it. It's just an absolutely fantastic place. I mean, we originally booked a hotel on International Drive, and then we were going to stay there for the week, then go on the cruise, then come back to the same hotel. But little did I know, Georgie, my wife, she went in to Virgin and swapped out the hotel that we had on International Drive for Port Orleans Riverside. So I didn't know. So when we arrived, and I thought we were just going somewhere for dinner, and they said, you've got a reservation and you staying. I was like, well, are we staying here? And it was like, wow, you're going to have a lovely time.
So the thing is that I basically, when I was there last, I did a lot of resort hopping and exploring or whatever. And the thing is that I was up the river, also down, or whatever you want to say, down the Sasagula from Riverside, but I never went up there, man. I mean, I did. I kind of walked up to the boat dock and then got a boat back, but I didn't even go in. And I was kicking myself for the last 3 years or whatever it's been. I didn't go inside, because I've seen subsequent vlogs and videos of the place. It's kind of bigger, isn't it, than French Quarter?
Yeah, it's
But,
a big resort, definitely. But you're going to love it. Absolutely love it. I'm quite jealous
brilliant.
of you, mate. To be honest with you, we're not going to get to go for another couple of years now or so. But
yeah.
So the question to any of you guys: have you ever been to Florida, stayed at a Disney resort, or is it something that you guys were wanting to do?
I would love to. Well, I've only been to the States. I've been to the States twice, and I got as far as New York, Manhattan. That was it.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's a crazy fairground ride. That place. So,
it was a while ago. I went to Florida in 2004, so a long time ago. And we stayed in. Luckily, at the time, the girl that was with her dad at the time works for a guy who had a property in Florida. In Kissimmee, so we stayed there, so we didn't have to pay for accommodation. So we stayed there for a couple of weeks, and we went to Universal and stuff like that. But again, like I say, it was sort of almost 20 years ago now, so probably very different now.
Wow.
We had a great time. Really good.
BOE?
The other thing about when I last went, Stu, was sorry, BOE. You
go, and I'll finish.
Last thing when I last went there, I was weeks away from Galaxy's Edge opening, man. It was like when I
was
man, it was outrageous. The cast member previews, and I've got a video on my channel if you want to check it out. When I went up to one of the cast members, the guy on the gate, and I tried to walk past. And I said, "You don't need to see my identification." And it was a bit awkward, really, because I was filming it and trying to be funny. But it was amusing. But he was, he wasn't going to let me past. Obviously, it was only cast members. But it was so torturous, man, seeing how close I was to getting in there. But now, obviously, I will be able to check that out at least, man, as a Star Wars
even
fan.
though he couldn't let you in, though, Nick. Even though he couldn't let you in, did he play along? That's the question.
He did play along. I did it on two different cast members. I did it on one guy, and he was just, it was lost on him. But the other fella, the guy with the beard who's on the video, he was more humorous about it. Obliging.
So just something from Georgie. You have to see Yeehaw Bob at Riverside. He's a great act, legend of a guy. Absolutely.
Well, that is something that Tim Tracker, Tim Tracker sounds a little bit like Homer Simpson and Kermit the Frog when he talks. He said about Yeehaw Bob. Yeah. He looks great.
Absolutely. So, BOE, have you ever been stateside?
Yes, in '95 I went to Chicago, and I think in 2001 I was in Trinidad, and they were planning to go to Florida to visit some relatives there, and I was going to go along as well, but it didn't come to fruition. So that's as close as I've got to Florida.
Oh, nice. Good place to engage.
Oh, man, these days. Wow. Yeah, well done. So, sorry I didn't say hello to you earlier, but anybody who's joined the chat, hello, and thank you for joining the chat. Much appreciated. Oh, who's this? We have VGL Dave. Hello, sir.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Hello.
So have you guys all sort of like chatted to each other before on a live stream, or are you sort of like new to each other? I don't really.
We're all. Yeah, we've all been. We've all. Yeah.
Boy, what is it now? You lose track. SR. Yeah.
Zed. That's USR. Yeah.
We're constantly rebranding live stream.
Well, we've all. No, I've met Luke and Dave in person, but
come on.
Yet to meet. Oh, you may be worse. You may be nervous. Yet to meet Nick and Bo. But I'm sure that will happen. So
hang on a minute, Taz. I met you. Oh my God, I met you in August 2000.
Oh my God! Of course I've met you. Of course I've met you. Of course I've met you. I've not met Bo in real life. There we go.
It was obviously memorable.
Awkward.
Sorry. No, we had a great time. Sorry. Next time I go up to Chester to see Mum, Nick, I'll pop.
Yeah,
pop
man.
in.
We could meet again if you did
that.
We could meet again.
Yeah,
we can forget you a second time, Nick.
I forget you a second time.
Yeah,
Tampa's Warehouse.
Did you, Nick?
I look forward to meeting the three gentlemen on the bottom, though. And you, Stuart.
Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. Because you weren't at Echo, were you? You didn't go to this Echo.
Yeah.
No, Nick, you weren't there.
Didn't go to the last Echo. Are you all going to Celebration then, you fellas?
Yeah.
Not me.
No,
not me. Unfortunately.
Are you, Dave? You are, Dave. You're nodding. Are you?
I'm heading to Celebration. Yep.
I'll be there. Great.
You'll be in each other's celebration videos. You'll do a YouTube video. I mean, you'll all be like, crossing over. Don't cross the streams.
It's too rich for me. Just too much money. By the time I've got down there, accommodation, tickets, it'd probably be costing over £1,000 before I even walk through the door.
Wow.
Just
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. You don't want to get that.
85 quid a ticket is just ridiculous per day.
Yeah.
And
then you've got
more than one day, which you're going to do. You know, well over £100 a night in a hotel, and travel. It's just too much. I can't.
Are you going to get any autographs? Because they're probably quite pricey. No. Pricey.
I might get Nick. I can get Nick's autograph.
Oh, look at this!
Yeah, get Nick's. There you go. Yeah.
Likewise, we'll do a switch. We'll all get each other's.
Yeah.
I'll give you a patch as well.
Thank you, Scuba. Appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah.
Tez, you've got a shout out there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there we go. Hey, just me. I've got patches.
My patches here.
Yeah, you got. Yeah. Well, I'll give you fellas one.
You
should take that one.
Awesome.
What the hell?
Free advertising. There you
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Who else we got? Barely. Yeah. So Scuba's doing the round.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, great. MK.
So I've got one of your patches, Nick, and what I was wanting to do is put it like in a little frame and put it on the wall, but I've not got round to doing it yet. I've got you and Bossk's bounty. So
just heat up the adhesive, man. Whack it on a whatever.
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry about that. I've got to get that sorted out.
I'll get you another one. I'll get you another.
So,
yes, Stuart. Sorry, did you
say
you go to celebration, Stuart? Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to be going on the Friday and the Saturday. So what days are you going?
Oh, Friday. Myself.
Yeah.
I'll meet you on the Friday. I'll meet you on the Friday afterwards then, because my ticket's for Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, we've got Reynolds reviews here as well. Look at that. So,
cheers,
there, so there you go.
There we go.
Awesome stuff. And I think, let's come out of that. How do you guys find walking around with the camera filming stuff when you're at events like that, or just going out to shops and filming? Do you find it awkward, or are you okay with that? I'll start with, BOE does that quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, last time I was a few times back at Sandown, generally most people don't mind, and you can be quite discreet about doing it. And I mean, one guy did comment once, and it was a bit embarrassing, but you know, he was just being a bit of an a-hole, really. And you know, they've got stuff to sell. I mean, it's in the end, it helps them out because it gets people interested in going to these events, really. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You think they'd be sort of like grateful, well, not grateful, but like sort of like thankful for it, because you're promoting their shop, aren't you? You're promoting.
Yeah, I mean, Forbidden Planet, you go to film the latest stuff they've got, Vintage Collection, Black Series, or any other stuff that piques your interest. I quite like doing that sort of stuff. I mean, if people get a bit awkward about it, you know, it's this day and age. Everyone's filming everything, you know. It's part of the.
I think it's pretty standard these days. But
you know,
we've also got the other side of. I think it's pretty standard for anyone to film things now. You whip your phone out, you film God knows what, don't you? Every day you see people with a phone. But I think we're also in the age of, you can't film in here, you can't film in there, you can't. I mean, I very, very rarely, you know, whenever I attend, if I attend Echo or something, I'll maybe do a little bit. But we don't have really any stores around here, so I rarely do like toy hunts and things like that. But whenever I get anywhere near a store, usually I might say, no, I'll do a little bit of filming. But the last time I went into a shop, the security collared me and said, no, you can't film in here. You know, and it's like,
I've had it at Smith Toys. I've had it at Smith Toys.
The Smith's where I got stopped.
Smith Toys is a bit awkward. I find
because there's children there, I guess. You know, well, there's 40-year-old children there. I mean, looking at Star Wars,
man, babies.
But it's like anything. I mean, what's? I mean, I go watch on a weekly basis. I go watch my nephew play football. They're 9 and 10.
Yeah,
you know, and every parent has got their phone out filming. Now, are you going to tell me you can film a football game without getting other people's kids in it? But you go around the shop or whatever, and you can't do it.
The only way you can get around that, Luke, is if they're like one of those statistic guys that just firmly focus the camera on their kid and just follow them around, so you get to follow the kid all the way around. But
but the thing
anyway,
is, if you go watch kids football, Stu, if you follow your kid, you're following everyone's kid because they've got no positional sense. They just run around in a group.
Absolutely.
I like what Aaron does when he goes around. He's got a GoPro. He just straps it to his chest, and you can, it's like a first person. It's like a first person shooter. Do you know what I mean?
I think Dave does it that way.
Yeah, I think it's
Keith makes a good point. On private property, it's best to ask permission, but in public place, you can film anything UK law, and no one can stop you. Coming from an ex-policeman, so
data handler, data, whatever. Yeah.
What really gets my goat is when you go and see a live concert. Like you go and see your favorite band, and then you've paid lots of money for it, and then you're watching you're watching the concert through your phone. It's just like you're not really engaged. Record maybe one song, but like not people have just got their laptop. Sort of have a laptop, not an iPad, a laptop.
Honestly. So what about you, Dave? VHR Dave, do you have any issues with it, or are you quite comfortable going around filming?
No, I feel very uncomfortable going around holding a camera in public. I mean, I feel uncomfortable just filming myself in this room, to be honest. I mean, I did actually film at Sandowns. That was the very first time I've filmed at a toy fair.
Good video.
And, it was. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it, but I didn't come home with anything. I wonder whether that was because I was filming and I didn't have my BDI looking for decent deals and stuff. But,
same at Echo as well.
You didn't film at Echo though, did you, Dave? Did you film at Echo?
No, I didn't film at Echo. No, because I go to these events and I like to just experience the event, and you end up talking to people, and who's got time to hold a camera? And
I didn't. We all three of us were there, and we didn't. We said, "Oh, should we make a video?" And we were just talking so much to other people. You didn't really have time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what are you guys that are going to Echo? Sorry, Tez and Luke. What are you looking forward to the most about going to Celebration this year? I'll start with you, Nick.
Looking forward to, well, I don't know, really. I don't know what I'm going to see. I've never been before, so it'll be an interesting first time experience, obviously, and all that. I'm not really, like, going back to the autographs thing, I'm not really going to be doing any of that. I don't know what's going to be there, really, other than loads of Star Wars people, fans. I don't know what you can get in and out of, really, with the pass I've bought, which sounds ridiculous because I've obviously bought a ticket and I don't know anything about it, really. But all I know is, going back to the filming thing, I will be filming whatever's there. I've got a gimbal now, so previously when an event,
Osmos,
I've never had that kind of ability to keep it smooth when walking and stuff, so that'd be good. Going back to what you said before about permission and all that, there was a guy at Echo in 2021, the event where Tez doesn't remember meeting me. There was a guy, he was really nice about it though, but he had his own artwork and he just sort of said, would you mind not filming? But he wasn't funny, he was very polite, and he just said how, it's exclusive art and you'd appreciate it. I don't want anybody getting hold of, because it's possible somebody could snatch it from the video.
Screen grab,
maybe, I don't know, but still, it's interesting that though. I could understand why.
Tez, you really like that AI art, though, don't you? If so when people get other people's work, you really like that, don't you? That AI stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about. No. Yeah. No, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of AI anything, not unless it's watching the Terminator. Yeah. There's a place for it. There's a place for it. Yeah. Oh, you've started me on a route now, Luke. Next question. How did you break your wrist? There you go.
I haven't broke it, thankfully, but it was a silly thing, really. Playing tennis. I played tennis with my brother on a Tuesday night against a couple of guys that we know quite well. Silly story, really. We got lobbed. And I went sort of running backwards, but because we were indoor in a leisure centre, I went charging backwards to get the ball. And as I hit the ball back, because I was running backwards towards the wall, I put my hand out just to brace myself. The weird thing was, when I sort of planted it against the wall, I didn't feel a thing at the time. It was when I went to play my next shot that I felt it. And then I sort of dropped my racket, and I was just like, I looked at my wrist, I thought that looks a bit of a funny shape. Ridiculously finished the game. And then the
Really
next
through.
sort of slept, got up the next morning and thought, yeah, this I think I've just done more than jar it or sprain it or whatever. Went to the hospital next morning and yeah, they said luckily you haven't broke it, but you've dislocated it. So silly
It's just
splint
more
thing.
evidence. Just more evidence that sport is bad for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
So the thing is, trying to
I
film
never had an
with
injury
one
for
hand.
years, and then I played badminton, and within 5 weeks my knee was buggered. I mean, it's
Oh
like
dear.
Badminton, that's like swatting flies, Dave.
well, maybe the way you play it,
on that one.
but I'm like a national league level.
Oh, wow.
Oh, good game.
I was going to say, I felt really bad for a minute there. What about you, BOE? Were you into sports?
Yeah, I mean, I used to play a lot of football, but about 2012, I broke my humerus.
Ooh.
And so I've lost a bit of movement there. 2015, I broke my elbow, and this arm doesn't move. That's as much as it moves now.
Ooh. Yeah.
So I can't, like this one, I can bend all like that. But this one is stuck.
Go on, check those guns out. Look at those. Go on.
And then
Yeah.
a scar.
You're a real man, I like.
I've got a scar here.
Yeah.
I had to wire it all together.
But you do like you do like yoga and stuff and all that
No.
stuff. That's
I
no.
never do yoga. And then
What's that?
this hand, the small knuckle is broken off.
Oh.
Oh, wow. God,
Who
wow.
did you hit? Yeah.
wow.
I was drunk at the time, so I was very drunk. So
That's very, very drunk. That's very, very drunk.
Yeah.
Awesome
so, yeah,
stuff. Awesome
I've got
stuff.
3 fractures in my arms.
Right, who can beat that?
That's one of those war movies
Wow.
you're making, BOE,
Someone must
isn't
have
it?
played
One of
in
those
there or
war movies
something.
you're making.
It's like Jaws when they shuffle their bites.
Yeah.
It's just a thresher shark.
The Thresher, that's the Thresher's tail.
Yeah,
The Fresh Tale, yeah.
yeah.
That is such a great film, and that's a great bit of writing, by the way.
Wetsuit.
Absolute great bit of writing for that film. That was
Really?
fantastic how they got that together.
And then
So what about
Quint.
you, Ted? Were you? Oh, sorry. Who said go on then, BOE?
I was going to say Quint when he recounts the Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolute fantastic. See,
Yeah.
that's proper storytelling. You didn't need
Yeah.
loads of CGI in those days, did you? You know, proper storytelling.
No.
People could write a story and stuff like that.
Movie magic effect.
Yeah.
That's like,
Absolutely.
yeah, movie
Yeah,
magic.
definitely.
How old was he?
Definitely.
26, Spielberg, when he made that? 26 or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Against all the odds, isn't it? Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, yeah. The shark is not working. The shark is not working.
Yeah. My finger came off.
Wow.
Oh my god. John's he's always got scars on his hand and cuts. I don't know what is Lego building.
Yeah, I thought of John because before, you did your Rolly Burke and you did very drunk. Well, I
Very
watched
drunk.
the Fast Show for so long. I put season. Oh my god, I sound like an American. Series 2 in this weekend, man. I've been watching that. It's brilliant. But John is obviously all over it.
Hey, we talk Bunsen burner.
Oh man, so funny.
I love it.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah. Love
Yeah,
John, love John.
So, but yeah, I've been watching the Fast Show, Tez.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so those of you that are new to the chat, we have the donation link at the top of the chat. It's pinned, and so far we are currently on $675. So we are nearly at the third goal for the giveaway. So absolutely fantastic going, you guys. So thank you so much for this. It's really humbling and quite overwhelming, if I'm honest. So appreciate all your efforts. Thank you. So displays and stuff like that, Nick, you've almost finished your room now, haven't you? Because that's looking mighty fine, your loose collection with your new shelving.
No, I don't know where you got that
finished.
impression there, Stuart. It's evidence like that. You get exclusive. You get the backstage look as well. No, man. No, it's upside down, and I'm in a situation. Oh, opened a can of worms. I have. Because I put those new shelves in, so now I've got all this extra space. But I now need to put everything in the right place, and I don't know.
Oh, okay,
it's got to be zen. It's got to be zen.
I've done Star Wars and Rogue One, and then I don't know what I'm doing now. I need to work it out. I was just about to donate there, Stuart. If you could give me a moment. Then.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. That's a bit rude of me, that. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out.
You cut me short. That's
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, sorry. Come back to me. Yeah.
I've fucked many ladies. Yeah, all right, Shabby. Awesome stuff. If I knew we were telling old men war stories, I'd have joined Joel.
Yeah, get in G4s.
Oh dear. If the stream was happening in Jaws, then 24 hours was it? Yeah.
Like 3 weeks.
I'm just trying to catch up with the chat because I'm getting a bit behind, so I do apologise, guys. Oh, you guys talk amongst yourselves, blimey, don't wait for me. It's all good.
But yeah, it takes forever though, Stuart, doesn't it, to get a room straight like that? It's ridiculous. It takes a long time.
Absolutely, yeah. Because you
gutted that
you
I've
get
done
the
what I've
shelves up
done.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought I had everything organised.
Because I've not seen anything at the moment. So what have you done? Because I know you put the shelves in that
Star
space.
Wars and Rogue One, and that might change because I've got all this extra space, so I might shift things around again. But it's just, oh man, I don't know where to begin with it. It's a headache, man. It's a long job.
Yeah, you've got such a headache. You don't want Disney to release any more movies because you'd have to buy a new house.
Yeah. Well, he's running out of them now because your Cardi collection's going out into the hallway, isn't it?
It is, and that's a problem as well. So I was thinking about trimming that down. To be honest, with my collection, if that would be the first thing to go, the carded stuff, the loose stuff is. Really? That is wincing when I say that. Yeah.
I'm weeping. Yes.
The loose stuff is just the whole world is
hands on.
Yeah. And but then I will walk in here, and then you'll be like, "Wow, it does look great," and so you change your mind again. But I don't know about you fellas, but it depends if you were a carded collector anyway. But I'm caught between the two worlds. So if I had to get rid of one, it would be this, and then you could cash in with this and.
I certainly don't envy you, Nick.
No, you get one of those carousels, with the pegs, a spinning carousel. You can get
I was thinking about getting something like that. Yeah, like those cardboard tube. Those kind of not cardboard boxes, but they're those huge tubes you can get. Something like that, and maybe have figures going around that. Pin them on that, maybe. But I don't know.
I think we can all agree space is an issue. I mean, I'm lucky enough. To have, it's a very modest sized room, but you see behind me the cabinets obviously went a while ago now, and the strange thing that's happened now is, I am quite literally out of room. There is not a single wall left to shelve. There's nothing. So I'm now in a situation of one out sort of. If I want something in, I've got to get something out. So it's really made me recently sort of refocus and reevaluate what I actually want to collect, if that makes sense. And I've got on a sort of. I don't want to get rid of any vintage stuff because I am more focused on the vintage stuff rather than the modern stuff. But I do like a lot of modern stuff. However, it sort of made me look and reevaluate, and I've sort of had to say to myself, right, it falls into two questions really. Whenever I look at anything around the room, two questions come to mind. The first one is, have I looked for it or searched for it in the last 6 months? Have I gone onto eBay and looked for this line, looked for these figures? If the answer is no, then obviously it has to go into the category of I'm probably willing to lose it. And then the obvious one is I look at it and just say, if I didn't have it, if that went tomorrow, would I care? And if the answer is no, then that's it. So things are starting to move.
Yeah, I've seen your Black Series figures on Facebook groups.
A lot of my retro collection is going. I'm probably not gonna, like, for example, Moto Origins. I absolutely love it as a line, but I'm probably not going to get any more. I won't move on what I've got because I do like it, but I aren't going to get any more because it falls into that category of, unless I know the figure, because the amount of figures that are coming out now in Origins, and you look at it and you go, who's that?
I'm the same.
There's no connection. Then you've got figures like the Wundar He-Man that goes for ridiculous money and you've got to clamber to get it. Then you get into the Mattel Creations. I can't be bothered with any of that. Clambering to get something ordered or pre-ordered. Yeah. I'm not interested in any of that. So I'll just let the line finish where it is now. If I find figures for really cheap and it's a figure I know, I'll pick it up. But so I've had to sort of really start to sort of fine-tune my collection now because there's no more space. I can't just keep going. So I've got to now start to prioritise. And a lot of modern stuff is going.
I'm glad I don't collect 6-inch, man. What the hell would I do then? I mean, this is all 3 3/4 inch, and then or Lego. Some people do it all, man. I don't know how they do it. You know?
Well, I think this is where part of the problem came for me, Nick, because 3 years ago when I started the channel, not started collecting, but I started collecting seriously maybe 10, 11 years ago. It was only Star Wars. That was all it was. So if you look at this room and I look and I think, if I was to go back to only Star Wars, this room would be half empty again. I could empty half of this room. But of course, you start looking at YouTube, you start seeing other collectors, and it's like, look, Dave's channel. Oh, he's got Centurions there. Nice, I like them. Right, I'll get some. Tez, Transformers. I haven't got any Transformers. I love Transformers. I'll get some of them. So all of a sudden, I've got 6 or 7 different lines that I'm collecting. When I was only collecting 1 3 years ago. So that's another problem, aren't we?
I'm picking up, Luke, that there's a vibe that you might like Mask now.
Just a tiny bit. And this is it. All of a sudden, what was a room for 1 line is now a room for 6, 7. It's tough. It's tough because you constantly feel. Oh, now I do. I feel like I'm constantly reevaluating all the time. I walk into the room and I look around and I go, what would I be prepared to lose? And
then people keep sending you stuff. It's like,
such a problem.
So what about you, Dave? I mean, is there anything that you would quite not happy to get rid of, but if you had to, you would sort of like move on and stuff like that if you're running out of them, or
I've run out of space. I've run out of space. I'm in negative space right now. I've got play sets of different boxes that I'd love to put out on display. And I would love to be in Luke's position where I could cut it back to 6 or 7 lines. There must be. I've lost count.
It's not eclectic. Eclectic.
Yeah, eclectic is the word. There must be. I've lost count. I have a spreadsheet of stuff, and I think it's about 50 or 60 different lines.
Wow!
And
that's incredible.
I don't necessarily complete a line unless it's a small line. I'll complete it. I'll just pick out the stuff I like from each line and just things that I remember from 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
But I'm considering this year maybe gutting the room completely and starting again. I might do that. There you go. There's exclusive.
When you say gutting the room,
what do you mean good?
Get rid of everything.
Well, I don't know. I've got some ideas in my head, and I don't know whether just to cut it right back. Or I don't know what to do. So I'm at that crossroads where I'm buying stuff, but it's not even getting displayed right now. It's just going on the floor in another room or something.
It's not even my collection, and that's just sent a shiver down my spine.
Oh, Dave! Looking at you. You got to keep your Canadian Mountie action man behind you. That's a special item for you.
Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere. No, that's not going anywhere. Yeah. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do. It'd be good to talk to others to find out what to do, because I'm definitely at that crossroads point where I've run out of space. I still would love to get some more stuff, but I don't know what to. I don't know what I would get rid of, to be honest. I really don't, because I have very few modern pieces.
They're all my children.
Yeah,
absolutely. What about you, Barry? I mean, would there be things that you would move on? Was there certain things you'd be like?
There are. I mean, probably stuff like I got a lot of the modern Star Wars from like 95 onwards, so I could sort of go through that and get shifts that. But a lot of that's not going to go for much money. But I sometimes go through phases like collecting Mego Star Trek or stuff like that.
So where are you going?
Obviously the Star Wars is my main thing. Obviously getting the vintage full line on card and all that sort of stuff, and then trying to keep up with the.
Just want to say hello to Hannah from Louisiana. Hello everyone. Hi Stuart.
Hannah from Louisiana.
Hi.
So you're just Georgie's friend now, is it? So we've met, and I'm not your friend. Okay.
Right.
Oh, see how it works. But I thought we were friends. Hannah, I thought we were friends.
Good.
But yeah, sorry, B.O.E. Carry on.
It's just, like trying to keep up with the vintage collection, dabbling with Black Series, because you go to game and they're so cheap at the moment. You just pick stuff up, and and then you go on eBay. Even though you spent on Friday night, then you're thinking, oh, it's Sunday night. what shall I buy? And you're thinking, it's crazy. What am I doing? Buying all this stuff that do I really need it? But you've got time on your hands, you just buy stuff, and I just bought that Bossk loose graded figure, and it's sort of
talking
I've
of
got
Bossk, we have another guest. Hello.
Oh,
Tim. I wasn't sure how many people you could have on, Stu, to be honest.
Yeah,
Mad, look at this.
You can have 9.
Hello.
I can have 10 people.
Wow.
10.
Oh, right, cool. Blimey.
10.
Okay.
You said 10. You said 10 like that. That's like 10. Whoa.
10.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say it wouldn't be. Yeah, it would be
How is
symmetrical.
everyone? How you doing, Nick? BOE.
Yo.
Hi.
Man.
Good, Tim.
Good.
Good to see you, Tim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
you
me,
guys-
Stuart. Just via the link. The amount was it was less because if via PayPal, you're obviously going to be paying them a little cut. So it would be nice.
Right. I see.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if anyone else has had that or not. But that was via the link I saw in the chat. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
Okay.
It's like a friends and family thing, in it, and like obviously a transaction where it's they take a slice.
Yeah. Let's just have a.
I don't know if anyone else let me know if anyone else has seen that, because I haven't sent it through yet in case there's another way.
I'll donate. a bit
Okay.
later
No.
on.
So basically, that link is just goes straight to the straight to Give Kids the World. So that's the link.
Scuba Pete says no cut to PayPal.
No,
Yeah,
no cut to PayPal.
Yeah, I did it through PayPal. I did
Same
my
here.
donation through PayPal. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pinned link above. Yeah. So was that the link you used, Nick? The link above.
Yeah, I did. I used the one that's pinned, the TIFF.
Oh, okay.
Tiltify.
That's yeah.
That's it.
Tiltify.
Yeah, Tiltify.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep looking at it and see what I can work out.
Okay. Thank you,
Sure, I
man.
used
So,
that one.
Tim, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm well, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm, staying with it. It's been a few hours now, so
Yeah, I was watching
got the
earlier. I
introduced.
watched you and your first guest for a little bit, and then
Chris, yeah.
I watched from about. Well, I was having my dinner from about 6, so then I just thought I'd jump on once I'd finished.
Yeah, no. Appreciate you joining us. What do you have for dinner? Anything exciting?
Not really, no. Just some.
Mine was worse.
My wife made it, so I'll say it is absolutely delicious. It was the best.
That's
meal.
the right answer, Tim. That's the right answer. Yeah.
Say, absolutely.
Turkey
It was
twizzlers
some-
and smiley
my goodness.
It's
faces.
quite, you're not far off, Luke. It was chicken in pitters with a bit of like greenery and stuff. It's quite healthy.
Oh,
Actually.
wow.
It was all right.
Shabby had no
Shabby's
problem
got
with
it.
his
Shabby's
PayPal.
got it.
I don't know.
It wasn't
I had
chips and gravy, Tez. It wasn't chips
I
and
had
gravy.
Chips and
I'd
gravy.
finished pasty and beans.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I had one. I had the same.
BOE, I've got to say, man, what you make, your concoctions, they don't look great. I've got to be honest, man. Like you had a kebab. You can make a kebab look bad. I mean, your kebab looks horrendous.
I paid for that. I
Like
had to buy
someone run over
that. I had to buy that in Wandsworth.
Oh,
It looks like
so-
comfort food, isn't it? The stuff you,
No, I
yeah.
thought it was
Wherever
the
you bought that
burger
kebab
sauce.
from needs to be shut down, BOE. Let's put it that way.
I think it's just open though.
Get it short. Official. Yeah.
I've got to be honest though, because you had chips with kebab meat on top, didn't you? And you actually made me want that, and I hadn't had that for years. And
That's what
I
it would
actually
be.
bought that the other day myself, and it was nice. It was.
Get some garlic sauce all over it. Yeah, I could
Yeah.
eat that.
I feel a bit
Yeah.
daft now. Maybe it was the dollar conversion. Excuse me. Please do excuse me. That's probably what it was. It was the
That's okay, man.
dollar,
No
dollar
worries.
bloody sterling conversion. I thought it was PayPal taking a snip of it. So I
Taking a cut.
No.
apologies.
That's okay. So I should put you in the wheel. Only one.
Great. I'll just finish this up.
Only one.
Thank you.
No worries. No worries. Oh, it's gone quiet. What's going on? You guys can check. Carry on.
My fault. I'm sorry. I killed that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
We should
it's okay.
ask
Okay.
Tim about space in his room.
Yeah.
What would you?
We're
Yeah.
talking about obviously space in our rooms, Tim.
They can
I mean,
take
you
space.
look like you're pretty much at the I have no space left area.
Yeah, but I've had some good news about that, because literally just when was it? Thursday, I agreed with a builder for my loft conversion. So that's going to be
Bossk's going up.
It's going to be starting in July, and it'll be an 8-week project, and then obviously I've got to decorate it, and then after that decide exactly how I want to lay it out and everything. But it's going to be a fair sized room. It'll probably be like maybe 4 or 5 times the size of this, and this is a small room. This is my old nursery where my kid, when my kids were babies.
So it'll be like an apexed room then, so the walls will be obviously slanted. So will that cause a problem?
Well, no, because we're having dormers either side. So we're in a bungalow, so it's going to be almost like having a first floor. So
I see.
There will, one end of the apex, I guess, and then like a square dormer bit. Yeah. It's going to be quite a bit of room in there. I'm quite lucky, really.
So
it's about time, man, because I just, I literally just cannot fit. Everything I buy now, once I've opened it, reviewed it, if I really want to display it, I have to remove something else to display it. So,
are you going to film it?
Yeah, I'll probably do some vlogs and stuff of the.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, do some vlogs and stuff of the progress once I can get up there, because obviously the stairs is kind of the last bit, but once I can get up there, the first video you might see is like the plaster drying or something, and then from then on it'll be like, right, how am I gonna rearrange? How am I going to arrange the room? Because I want a bit of a gaming station up there as well, like a settee and a TV and.
Round to Tim's house. Come on.
Me and my son can like have it as like our little den and play games in there and stuff, but as well as my collection being in there.
I'm so jealous of our American friends, because they all have. Well, I say they all. A lot of them have basements, don't they? And cover the whole floor. The
Rumpus room. What is it? Rumpus room? Is that right?
Yeah, crawl space.
I mean, when you look at the size of retro blasting in the basement, it's not just one room, is it? It's like 3-4 rooms. The whole area.
I know. It lives in like the Home Alone house. It's huge, isn't it? It's the same sort of it's a massive house.
Yeah.
So Adam, the real toy dude's got a question for us. I mean, I know we touched on this briefly, but he wants to know who's going to Celebration and on what day. So I'm going Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, not me. I'm not going.
Not me. Everybody else.
Friday and Saturday.
Monday.
Friday,
Monday, Saturday, Sunday.
Happy day.
Awesome. There you go. Answers your questions.
Can I read that in his voice? I'm having a loft conversion next week. The couple in the flat above are fuming.
Bloody fuming.
That's a goodie.
Oh dear. Yeah, Celebration. Yeah, man, Fandango's going. So see him there. It was shabby.
Yeah. Was that the reason you weren't? Sorry, Tim. Was that the reason you weren't at Echo, Nick? And I couldn't forget you at Echo because it was celebration money.
Kind of, maybe.
Yeah,
yes, I think so.
Yeah.
And that's what you forget about Celebration. There'll be that opportunity there'll be all the stuff that you have. Echo, you got all these stores. I don't know. I've never been to a Celebration, but I guess they'll have loads of people selling stuff like,
I mean, the last time I went, 2016, it was blooming expensive. Even all the Star Wars action figures.
Yeah, but BOE, that's because a table costs like $4,000.
Oh wow!
Everyone has to inflate their prices.
Yeah,
God,
it's an absolute con. It really is.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get any bargains then, are you?
No. The Leicester Vintage lads, they're having a stall.
Do you get Star Wars bargains anymore?
They got a stall. Oh yeah, they'll do well though, won't they?
Yeah.
I mean, say like people like, I don't know, Star Action Figures or whoever might want to do it just for a bit of publicity as well. So they've got long business, haven't they? Just a one-off seller, say you might rock up at Echo. You're not going to get that type of person, are you? Really?
No, I think In Demand are going. I think.
Are they?
I think
Nick.
so. Yeah.
Nick.
Forbidden Planet must be going.
Celebration before. Who's been before? Because
they might be.
I have. I went 2007 and 2016. So
I went to the 2007, but not the.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one where they had the Tantive 4 set up, didn't they? BOE.
Oh wow!
You could like go and have your photo taken in the white corridor with like all the troopers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd have been cool.
Do you think on like the last day on Celebration there'd be like people if they've got stuff left, they'd be like, right, half price, everything's half price.
Yeah, maybe.
Like car boot sales. Just take it.
The thing is with Celebration though, isn't it? It's so big. There'll be a lot of people there that aren't really like hardcore collectors. So they'll turn up and they won't know if something's expensive or not, and they'll just go, "Oh wow, I used to have that as a kid," and they'll pay for it. Yeah, I think that's what these dealers are hoping for, because the price of a table, they're going to have to sell a hell of a lot of stuff at high prices to make that money back. You know what I mean?
think David's there in the chat saying, I don't know if you've just seen it, a 3 meter square table is $2,000 at Celebration.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that a day, David, or was that over the weekend? Yeah,
Funko
David,
Pops.
is that for a day or the weekend?
Must be the whole weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I was going to say, so that is a lot of money.
It just says this year, 3 meter square table, $2,000. Yeah.
3 meters squared isn't very big, is it?
Not
I mean, there's so
particularly,
much to see. There's the cosplayers, there's the talks if you can get in. There's the collector talks. There's all those different things. So there's just meeting people. Filming stuff. So the whole day just goes pretty fast.
But if you want an autograph, I mean, autographs, as I say, depend on obviously who it is, will be very expensive. But then you're not waiting in line for like three hours.
Yeah. I mean,
then you're missing out.
Yeah.
You can book a slot, but you're still in a queue. So
Where did you meet Ray Park, Stu? I saw that picture today of you back in the day.
That was blimey, yeah. I'd heard it. What a handsome
Brilliant
devil I was.
picture, that.
No, that was just before Phantom Menace came out at the theatres in the UK.
Wow.
No.
I was trying to figure out how old not only you looked, but obviously how old Ray Park looked. It looked like it could have been maybe not too long after that film,
Yeah, no, that was before the film was released, so it had been finished, and we were just waiting for it to come out. And he was there. So was the guy who played one of the viceroys. You had Newt Gunray, and Zip Hoon Reiko. He was there, and then the girl who played Lana Torres, she was there as well. And you could buy an autograph for like 20 quid. It wasn't expensive then, and then all of a sudden, it just all takes off, and everybody's going absolutely crazy for prices and stuff like that. But that was at Sandown Toy Fair. That was my first ever signature and meeting of a character. So I was quite happy with that. It was awesome.
Yeah, I like him a lot. It's great.
Yeah, have you met him?
Nah, never met anyone like that.
Sorry, Tim. What were you going to say, mate?
I was just going to say in 2007 when I went, I got Anthony Daniels' autograph, and I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I think it was only like £25 or something. And now they want like $120 for the guy that's the voice of the clones. I mean, oh my god!
How much, Tim, for him?
$120 or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's.
I think.
Wow.
I think at the last Celebration, I think Luke's got. Mark Hamill was like £150, I think.
Something like that.
Crazy.
Now, I think Ewan McGregor's like ridiculous.
400.
Yeah.
We met Mark Hamill, and we got the picture and the autograph, and for both it was just over 400 quid.
Right.
That was in 2016.
That's the thing you think. See, I think like a lot of these people have got to come over from America, so there's that to incorporate. But I think, the stars obviously don't get all of this money, and I think Celebration are taking a lot of this money.
If you wanted sign my card, Luke Skywalker's card back, does that an extra price rather than just?
Sometimes it is, yeah. Sometimes they say, "Oh, you can have one of these things signed, which I've got with me for X price, but if you bring in your own and you want that signed, then they'll charge you extra."
I think that's just great. I think that's terrible that they're charging you extra for different bits.
I'll give you a little tip.
An autograph's an
I'll
autograph.
give you a tip for getting a cheaper autograph. So if you want a cheap autograph, the best way is through a restraining order. That is the cheapest way of getting an autograph.
Mark Hamill, you can't come in front of 400 meters of me.
Are you speaking from experience, Dave?
Yes.
No. I was going to say, you're not paying, surely, blimey. Yeah.
I must admit, when they announced the prices, I was disgusted. I thought, you're kidding.
They're
me.
milking it. They're
like,
milking it.
It's like Premier League football. It's like you're pricing out the real fans.
Yeah,
I agree.
They do the same at London Film and Comic Con. The autograph prices now are so exorbitant compared to, like, say, 15 years ago when you could get Carrie Fisher for about 25 quid.
Yeah.
I think I paid 25 quid for Jeremy Bullock's, but obviously, that was.
I mean, Adam's saying he's paid 100 quid for, like, Anthony Daniels. I mean, he was never £100 when we met him. He was more like
I paid 20. I think
£40,
I paid 25 for him at Celebration, and literally I was queuing for about half an hour, maybe. Didn't have a slot or anything. I just rocked up. There was a queue. I joined it.
I think I got Jeremy Bullock for about 20 quid. He signed one of my Fett helmets, 20 quid, I think. And we weren't waiting for
it's usually be cool, isn't it? That was a be cool.
Yeah. He stood and had a chat with you and everything. No entourage sort of moving you on or anything like that. He just stood and had a chat, and it was really.
Well, I was going to say, how long did you have with them all? How long did you have with Anthony Daniels, Tim? Did you say?
It's not long. You go up. You have your. I mean, the 25 quid was a photo with him as well. I mean, it wasn't. Now they're like separating it, aren't they? You either pay for the photo or pay for the autograph. So I was in the queue. I rocked up. I had my photo with him, and he signed this. I think I've got like C-3PO in Tatooine. That photo. And he signed it. But yeah, it was 25 quid for the lot. You can you've probably got about maybe 30 seconds a minute to sort of have a quick chat with them. But to be honest, I'm all right with that because I never know what to say to them anyway. I'm a bit shy when it comes to, like, my mate Mark, Chop Chip Wookie, he can have a conversation with them for hours, but I just never know what to, because I always think, like, if I ask a question, they've probably heard that question about a million times before, and I just get embarrassed to, like.
It's funny you say that, Tim, because when I was queuing to see Jeremy Bullock, I was stood there and I had my Boba Fett helmet, and Connor, my lad, was stood with me, and I said, right, we've got 20 minutes. We need to think of a really, we're never going to see this guy again. I'm probably never going to meet him again. This guy was Boba Fett. We need to ask him a great question, and we both stood there for 20 minutes racking our brains. And we couldn't think of what we felt was a good question. And we just got to the front. I was like, oh, it's an honour to meet you. Just turned into this mess and didn't ask him anything worth. But it was a really nice guy. Like I said, there was no heavies with him or anything like that trying to move you on out. He was happy to stand and speak and take photos. And bless him.
I remember. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I had a conversation with Quentin Pierre, the guy that signed my Black Bisbin Guard at not the last Echo, the one before that, and only because, like, he was just sitting there so moody, like he just did not want to be there, and I just said, like, are you all right, mate, like that, and he goes, I think he said something like, I could think of better things to do on a Saturday or something like that, and I just laughed at him. I thought that was right, hilarious.
Well, I ended up talking about because he asked where you're from, so I'm from Devon, and we ended up talking about pasties for about 2 or 3 minutes.
This is it, yeah.
Now we get pat food, gravy. Do you know what I mean?
But Nick, it reminds me of Alan Partridge on that radio show when he's interviewing the second best racing driver, and his first question is, why did you want to become a racing driver?
I just was thinking about that, and I was going to say one of the lines, but I thought no one will understand what that means. What's your favourite colour car? I do not mean to be rude, Alan, but I feel like we're wasting people's time here.
But you talking about Ray Park? You talking about Ray Park? We went to see him up at Olympia, and we were the last in the queue, and the steward that was with him, the marshal, was like saying, "Come on, you got to go for lunch," and he was going, "No. These guys are here. I'm going to talk to them." So Ray Park will make time to sit and chat to you and ask you how you are and the things that you get up to and stuff like that. So from that point of view, he's an absolute quality guy. He really is such a nice guy. He'll make time for you. He won't be rushed by anyone. So I quite like that. So,
and he's got the skills to fight him off as well, isn't he? Really?
Absolutely.
He's martial art.
So Tim, what is it that, I asked everybody else, what is it that you're looking forward to go into Celebration?
Me?
Yeah.
Just meeting up with everyone, really. That's like, just some of the guys coming over from the States, getting to meet them for the first time. That'd be awesome. And the Hasbro panel, obviously, that would be quite interesting. Seeing if there's got any, obviously they have some reveals and whatever to take a look at. That would be quite good. Looking around the booth and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm not a massive one for like panels and stuff. Like when I went before, it's just me and my missus, and we never like queued up for one of the panels.
But then I saw like maybe the Ahsoka panel. That might be quite good if you get to see like a sneak peek trailer or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not queuing up for hours for it. Like if the queue's ridiculous, I'm not doing it. But I would like to go to something like that, but.
In
I'd rather just walk around and meet some people, and
Yeah, in 2016, I didn't go to the main panels. I went to the like collector panels, and I went to the one on Palatoy, and that was just really good. So you didn't have to queue for that. You just went off, and you just had to find where it was, and I think it was pretty decent. About 40 minutes chat.
I forgot about that, Tim, as well. The Hasbro booth or whatever. That would be awesome if there's something there to wander around, have a look at some stuff, man. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they'll have like most of the new stuff, and then they'll put stuff in that they reveal at the panel. Probably that's what it was at MCM Comic Con. So like they in that panel they revealed like the speeder bike and I think it's Paz Vizsla, I think it was. And then later on, they brought them out and put them in the cabinets.
Awesome.
They moved some stuff around and put them in the cabinets and stuff, so you can see them up close. So hopefully, there's some good stuff,
Yeah, I used to have a job years ago where you had to go around events and stuff like that. I went to the Mobile World Congress, man. That was quite an interesting thing to go to. That massive venue in Barcelona.
The funky building, yeah.
So I feel like I've been to something that's big, but it was boring mobile. It was boring. It was work related, but this would be awesome, man. If it's what we all love, isn't it? So, albeit expensive.
Just want to say, guys, we are nearly at the third giveaway prize goal.
Okay.
So $745 we've made so far. So fantastic effort, guys. So thank you so much again. Really appreciate everyone donating and everybody being part of this. It's a worthy cause for sure. So thank you guys. That's the reason why we're here, to raise awareness and money for Give Kids the World Village. So super stuff, guys. So nearly there. Awesome.
Good news.
Awesome. Going back to your moving some of your collection on, Nick, I'm really surprised about you wanting to get rid of your cards because you've got so many variants there. I thought you're into your variants. That's for me, that would make me want to cry.
Who's he talking to?
You.
I'm talking to you.
Me? Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. I was just messaging somebody I know who he's in the chat, and he knows about the thing we were just the mobile World Congress.
Mobile World Congress.
Yeah. Sorry, variants. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you. Well, no, I don't want to know. I'm just saying that you saying that the carded figures would be the ones that would go.
Yeah.
And that surprises me because you've spent all that time and trying to get those variants. I mean, wow.
Well, I know really, but I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, like if it came to getting, it's the space that's the problem. So all the stuff that is not the precious stuff is outside the room, and that's now in the landing, invading that space. So that would be the stuff I'd get rid of that first. But I keep the original trilogy stuff. Boil it down to the original trilogy, and maybe the prequels as well, because there's something about the prequels as well. Maybe it's that tie with Lucas, or more to my youth. Seeing Phantom Menace at the age of 18, and I don't know, man. There's something about do you know what? The quality of those original TVC cards is, you can't knock it, can you, Tim? I mean, I know they've thickened up the card stock now, but there's something about the print that doesn't have that. There's like a beautiful gloss to the original TVC.
Beautiful gloss.
It really is nice, and that would be the very last stuff to sell. And they're the best variants I have anyway. I've got more of all the kind of OT stuff and a lot of the prequels. I keep waving my hand over there. You can't see it, but the prequel stuff, they've got nice runs of characters. And there's not so much of that for the new line, TVC 2.0.
How many cards?
Apart from
have you got?
Sorry, go on. I don't know. I've never counted it up, Dave. I should do. I suppose the maths wouldn't be too hard to work out if you do a little bit of It's like a multiplication array, isn't it? The wall, you know, how many down and across. Like, I'll work that out. I'll do that, man. I'll make a video.
Have you guys?
Yeah, Dave. Yeah.
I'm talking to Nick. Oh, sorry, Dave.
I was going to say, how many cards do you think you have, Tim? Do you know?
Me?
Yeah.
Cards, TVC cards.
Yeah.
He's got his stock as well. He's got the stock in boxes.
Wow. Well, I'm pretty sure I've got them all like.
Hi, Scott.
Every numbered one, but I'm not like Nick. I haven't got like 10 gammy guards or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of like 4 variants and revenge cards and that kind of thing, but I haven't got maybe a couple of Canadians here and there, but I don't really actively look, just purely because of space. So I whatever number they're up to now, 270 something, and then you've got all the variants. Probably I don't know, probably 350 or something. Maybe I don't know.
What do you think VC 300 will be, Tim? What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll even make a big deal about it.
Well, they better do.
I mean, I think the Emperor one was like a last minute thing.
No, it was that 200, was it?
Yeah.
What was 100? I can't remember now. Was that Starkiller? Was it?
Yeah. Or is that 102?
Yeah.
Starkiller. Shoka's 102.
Shoka's one.
Yeah.
It'd be really bad. It was just like low bots or something. Really.
We've already had him.
We got him, but like a figure, like a
peg warming.
Yeah. Sorry, Luke.
No, I was just going to ask. I mean, it's aimed at BOE as well, because I know you collect them, but mainly Nick and Tim. Have you missed a figure? I mean, is that a silly question? Have you? Is there one you don't?
Yeah, because
I'm
of the
assuming
recent,
you're just getting everything. But
being hassled with stuff, Luke. There's like this new figure, that clone Colt. I never got hold of him, and other stuff that just was up for 10 minutes and then gone. Something to do with the allocation, I guess. Is it Tim for the UK?
Those particular ones.
Fast enough. But it's crazy because they're the kind of figures they could sell tons of them because they're popular. But I don't know. I've got no answer on that. Why it's been so bad.
I mean, I love the vintage collection. I think I've said in previous videos, it's the flagship of modern Star Wars collecting really now. But it just keeps going, and I just think I could never get invested in it because you look at your room, you look at Tim's room, and you just think how it just carries on.
That's what I mean. Look, I'm getting a bit sick of certain aspects. Like I was collecting all that retros, the Skittle line, as I call it, the multicolored prototype stuff, and there's like 6 variants of that, and that's taking up a load of space out there. As well.
I've just moved mine on, and then again, you see, they fell into the category of would I be too upset if I didn't have them? And I kept Boba Fett, but I moved the rest on.
They go into the category of in the bin.
In the bin.
Did you get a box full, Tim?
You got a box full. You got
I didn't mind Tim missing that. Oh, go. Sorry.
I don't like. Yeah, I'm not into those skiffle things. I've got one of each color. I'm not going to get. And even those are just somewhere in a box somewhere. I'm not interested.
I've been waiting hours.
I feel bad, mate.
Did you watch Stop, Matt?
Oh no! It's been waiting ages. Message. Oh no!
I just messaged him and go, "Gee, I'm waiting.
Oh mate. Because it's like this, you see, and I can't see you. And I was like, oh, God.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I thought, Matt? I thought, how bloody rude he's not turned up.
Sorry. I did have to finish my tea and have a quick shower. I apologise. I'm not here.
No, that's all right. You're here now.
I've got the best to last. So,
there you go.
I feel awful.
Look at this. All these titans of YouTube on here. Look at it. It's amazing.
The titans.
I
tell you what, if we get one,
take that ANS off for me.
Yeah. If we get one more person on, it'd be like Celebrity Squares. You remember?
Get Shabby on here now.
Yeah.
Hey up, Shabby.
If we get Shabby on, we'll never get a word in. So there's,
No.
Where you gone? So you all went quiet there. What's going on?
Oh, look, we can loud and clear.
All good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you went all quiet.
Sorry, a little bit blurry. Yeah.
I'm
I
just
heard everything.
Who's gone blurry?
Did you buy a new hot toy today?
Yeah.
What's that?
Any more hot toys?
No, nothing. No, I was seeing my mother today. It was so. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So just want to say quickly, we've reached the third goal. So we're going to do the draw for the next.
Spin!
Wow.
Look at this.
Spin the wheel. Look at this.
Oh.
Okay, so here we go. Who's going to win? Dun, 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 dun. Exciting stuff. Who is it?
BTR.
It's BTR Dave.
That could have either been bad or good. That could have been the first elimination if it was the other way around when you did the elimination one. He first out.
Dave, you know when we went to Celebration?
Yes.
Did you get any autographs at Celebration?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Okay, cool. Because
No.
you've just got yourself.
You did now.
You've just got yourself a Topps card signed by Marsha Parkins.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh, Marsha's.
Yeah,
Marsha's
she's
great.
great. She does great.
Yeah,
Marsha
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
So there you are.
Awesome.
Dave, that's
You got room for that, Dave, in your collection. You got room. Can you slide?
Yeah, I got room for that. Yeah.
You could just,
Oh, dear.
yeah.
Right, let's just write this down. So that's going to VTR Dave.
Oh,
And for
thanks,
those
Sue.
of you in
That's
the chat, no, it wasn't a fix. It's just how the cookie crumbles.
Just how it goes. Yeah.
how the
just how
cookie
it
crumbles.
So it goes. So yeah, well done, Dave. So I'll put that there for you, mate. That's I'll put that over here.
Luck is
So
on my
yeah,
side.
awesome stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done,
I'll take
Dave.
that.
Congratulations.
It's
Yeah, well
usually
done,
Shabby
Dave.
wins stuff like that all the time. Shabby's usually quite good like that, isn't he? No
I'm
one,
going to find
nothing
one in.
on
I'll
those
take you out.
wheels.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to say though, Matt, I need
That's
to stop watching your hot toy update videos or market watch videos. It's well, I mean,
You're just like,
the ones that I would be interested in the most, and the troopers seem to be the cheaper ones. I don't know if
They are.
that one, but
Yeah.
I saw a look. I think, that's.
I think
quite
it's to do with because there's no face sculpt with the actual
Yeah.
troopers mostly. So
There you
oh,
go.
I guess so.
that's
Yeah.
what adds the extra bit of money on.
I only
So,
want the
yeah.
troopers, I think, and then you show them and you think,
Yeah.
you could probably pick that up for £100, and I'm like,
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you just
we,
got to
all
be
know, we all
patient
know
and
Luke is
hunt.
very, very easily influenced. So I put
Very.
money on the fact that
Yeah.
tomorrow there's
Yeah.
going to be a hot toy
Yeah.
video from Luke.
I could lend you one out,
Yeah.
maybe. If
I
I
don't
lend
think
you
there
one
will
out
be.
for a bit, maybe you
But
could just.
I've got to admit, I do watch them update,
Yeah.
them market update videos with Matt, and just
Yeah.
think,
I haven't
seems
done one
right.
this week.
Why- yeah,
because
why am I
I've been
collecting
looking, and
them?
there isn't any bargains. There's no bargains this
Oh.
week, so
Yeah.
yeah. So well, when I find a few, I do a video. So
but I'm a nightmare. Does anyone else? I mean, I sold a few bits the other week and I had a few quid in my PayPal account. And I look, and does anyone else do this? I had a few quid in my PayPal account. There was nothing in my head that I thought, I want this, I want that, I'm going to go buy this. I just start scrolling through my watch list on eBay. There must be something in it I want. And there was nothing. But I've got some money sat in my PayPal account. So I'm like that. Well, I've got to find something.
Yeah.
I've got money.
Yeah, just sitting
I've got
there.
to
Just
find-
sitting there.
Rather than
Sorry.
just go, well, it can just sit there until something comes up that I want. I've got to find something now.
Retail therapy.
Oh, I'm a nightmare.
I did the worst. I had a for my birthday a £25 Amazon voucher, and it took me 3 hours to spend the money. It was just ridiculous. It was like, a Monday night.
What am I buying?
A couple of Blu-rays and something else, you know.
But as a grown man, why don't I have the ability to go? It can just sit there.
I'll get back
I
to you on
know.
that, Dave.
You're an addict, Luke.
Brad,
You're
I'll
an
get
Not
back
going
to
to
you on
happen.
that.
Not going to
No,
happen.
Patience.
it's just like on a
Patience.
Saturday back in the 70s, 80s when you get your 50p pocket money. It's so
50p?
exciting, you know.
50p. Oh, you were
50p
lucky.
was a
You were
lot.
lucky.
50, there's a
You were
comic and
lucky.
some tweets and some
Yeah.
stickers.
Yeah.
50p.
Got
God.
50p back in the day.
Maybe a quid,
You used to get me about 6 or 7 packs of stickers. That it was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
One
should go in there.
100 halfpenny sweet.
Yeah, halfpenny
Yeah.
sweets. That's
Get
what
some
I remember
mojos.
seeing. Yeah.
Back
Some
in the day, you
mojos.
could do a lot with
And
50p in my
and the-
used agents.
And the bloke,
Yeah.
you get your bag of sweets, and then you give them to the guy, and then he pour them all out, and he count them all again, the sweets. And you're like, nowadays, you're
what?
like health and safety. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, make sure you haven't nicked any extra, and he's counting them all out. And you go, yeah, you got your 50p's worth.
Right, John.
They never used to do that with me, Matt. They just probably didn't trust you, you know.
Yeah.
Stick an
You just
extra
got one of
cola
them
bottle
faces,
in.
haven't you?
Yeah, stick a cola. Well, that's what Shabby said last night, didn't he? He said about my face, but he said,
I get it from Jen.
My pocket, that your pocket money was £7.50. How long ago was that?
That was to be shared out.
Ah,
I think I might have just clicked.
That was to be said out.
£7.50.
I just got it.
I got that one. Yeah, £7.50.
I was thinking,
Oh.
Get yourself a nice poster of that sort of money. If you could, you get yourself.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah, nice
Do
poster.
kids still buy sweets out of those jars? You know, you could buy like a quarter of pound, a quarter of.
Yeah.
I don't think you see many of them sweet shops around now, though, do you?
Yeah, you still do.
Don't where we are, but
You
it's
still
classed
do
as a
the-
vintage sweet shop.
You see a lot
Yeah,
of
they
them
get
in
vintage
cinnamon.
sweet
We've got
shops. Yeah,
We've got one called
Yeah.
Mr. Sims. I
yeah,
often go in there and get a quarter of. Well, you can't buy a quarter anymore. You have to
Yeah, I
buy
was just about to say that.
100
Yeah.
It's
grams
metric,
or whatever.
innit? It's
Yeah.
metric,
100
innit?
grams of broken candy sticks. Oh, they're good.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get nibbles. Was it like chopped
It was American
nibbles?
hard
or
gums
something?
for me.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Did
American hard
anyone
gum.
have like American hard gum?
Yeah.
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 No, they weren't
Yeah,
packaging.
mine's the
Oh.
gummy bears. Gummy
Gummy
bears.
bears.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
my mum used to work in a newsagent's, and she used to have those, the cash and carry cards where you'd go, she'd have to, we've got to go and buy stock, and they were the best because, like,
yeah.
I think for £10, I finished my Transformer stickers because you bought an entire thing for £10 with the display.
Yeah,
I think it was like 200 sticker packs now. Like for £10, I finished it. And I remember buying two of the Ewoks there, Pat Blue, and who else? I think it was Romba was in there, like for dirt
Wow.
cheap. It was like mad.
Wholesale prices.
and a bottle of vodka.
Yeah,
Cash
absolutely.
and
Keith.
carry cards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've
Oh,
got
dear.
Costco now, haven't you?
Costco's. Yeah.
So this is a question for
Yeah. Do you know that
Nick?
happens all the time, Jumpy? Yeah.
this is a question for Nick and Tim, predominantly. How happy are you that you just collect the one line of Star Wars figures and not have to worry about all the others? I mean, because we've had is it Luke saying that he's got to reassess his collection? You've got BTR Dave saying possibility of reassessing his. So how happy are you that you're just collecting the one line and that's it?
Well, yeah, like I said
stop
before, I'm
Yeah,
glad we don't have to worry about the 6-inch. I mean, when they first announced that 6-inch kind of carded TVC, well, it wasn't TVC, sorry, it was 6-inch figures on a vintage card. I bought them because at the time we had no TVC, and I bought them from Dorkside Toys, and I had, I thought I was going to add it to this stuff, and it didn't work, man. It didn't work.
No.
And subsequently, I realized I didn't want to collect the figures loose either. But that's good. That's a good thing, really. Don't know where you put it all, man.
Yeah, Tim.
Hard enough with what I have.
Well, I obviously collect vintage as well because I've got the full 96 loose. I buy the odd loose graded. I've got like I think 7 or 8 Bosks now. So I'm trying to get all the different carded variants of Bossk. So that's like a mini focus, but I will be buying the retro and 6-inch versions of the Indiana Jones figures because I think they look great.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be dabbling into that. But yeah, predominantly, I'm very happy. I wouldn't be able to do what Luke and VTR Dave do because as much as I love that stuff, and there is so much stuff like Transformers, I have got a few Transformers. But man, I would love to get the Transformers that I had as a kid. I wouldn't be bothered about getting them all. Just the ones that I had.
Just
and
special.
In fact, I was on eBay today, bored, looking at GoBots.
I look at Go. Yeah,
I had a red one called Turbo and a little yellow race car, and I had the submarine and things like that.
Submarine.
I was looking at those, thinking, how much do those go for? I wouldn't mind those again, but I just can't. I've got to keep away from that stuff because I just haven't got the room.
You've kind of just answered, Tim, what I was gonna follow up on that with. I was going to ask POE and Nick as well because I know you guys, the rest of us do collect different stuff, but there must be lines outside of Star Wars that tempt you. There must. I mean, you just said it, Tim. But there must be POE and Nick. Other toy lines that tempt you outside of Star Wars.
I look quite a lot, Luke, at the wrestling stuff. I've got a couple of figures. haven't pushed the boat out massively with it, but some of them look really good. I'm a big fan of like the wrestling in the 90s.
So these the old Hasbro ones, like the 90s.
Well, I did have that, but I don't collect that now. All of that stuff I sold a long time ago. But it's this stuff. It's kind of 6-inch scale. It's called Ultimate Edition, and those figures do look really nice. They've done a couple of really good Hogans. I still haven't opened them yet, but they're nice figures, and I occasionally look at them on In Demand Toys. I think sell them, and sometimes
the Warrior looks good,
but then I pull myself back and realize I'm struggling with finding space for this, so I don't do it. But like things like the Hogan, they did a really good Hollywood Hogan figure, and I bought that definitely because I'm a big fan of him anyway. So got a few pieces.
The Warrior of that one looks really good.
It looks really good.
The Warrior.
Yeah, they've done some good Warrior.
You get like two different outfits for him and stuff. He looks
yeah. But again, I haven't opened it because I don't know where I'd put it. I mean, I could maybe whack it all in a Dettol, but I don't know.
My little post. Yeah.
When you go in Smiths now, most of you see is the wrestling figures, isn't it? That's all you see in there.
Yeah, there's loads.
I went today and I was just
dinosaurs.
Like dinosaurs and wrestling. It takes off most. Star Wars had just a little tiny piece, and I was like, it's just
Marvel and Pokemon, isn't it as well?
It's just and Funko Pops. I mean, all the kids were looking at the Funko Pops. And I was,
but again, like all these other lines, some of those pieces go for a load of money now in the secondary market, and if you don't get them, then you've missed it, and they're gone, and they're just whacked up on the secondary market. Terrible.
I've got because I've gone down the cassette, buying the Spectrum cassette tapes now, and now I'm stressing. It's like, how am I going to preserve these fragile tapes? Do you know what I mean? It's because they're not going to last forever. It's like one of those things. I mean, I don't. To be honest, I buy a game. I don't even play it. It's just on the shelf. It looks. It's like
Braden thing.
It's just the artwork and stuff I like and all that kind of.
It's just having it. It's having it.
Just having it.
I mean, 20 years ago, when eBay, 20 odd years ago now, when eBay first came out, I went mental on like Action Force. I was trying to get all of the original carded Action Force, and I ended up with a pretty large collection of all the carded figures, mint on card. They were glorious, unpunched. I had some of the vehicles, all of the SAS Jeeps and stuff. There's two different ones, one with the red rockets, one with the yellow rocket. I had so much of that stuff, and then I got married, and we were planning, moved house, and it's like, right, I've got to. And I ended up selling it all to a collector because I had one or two bits on eBay, and then they said, "Oh, have you got any more?" And I said, "Well, as it goes, I've got a whole collection of this." And he must have thought it was like, hallelujah moment. He's like, because he came round and took the whole lot off me for like 500 or 600 quid or something. Like, I was picking up carded like SAS troopers and stuff for like $5. £5.
So it's weird. Our Action Force has gone through the roof now, isn't it?
What would your collection? What would it have been worth? What you had now, Tim, roughly?
I don't want to think about it, mate. A lot, because like even like what's that really common one? Is it Mouton? Is it?
Yeah.
So even he like carded now on a decent card like 50 quid. You could pick them up for £2. Like
Dave and BOE know exactly. They're like nodding along. Yeah. I have no idea about any of this.
I had the SAS boat, the canoe, all of that stuff, all carded. I absolutely loved it because I played with all of that stuff when I was a kid, as well as Star Wars. All of the red guys. I can't remember what they're called now, but you know what I mean.
Red Shadows.
And the one that was really expensive at the time on card was the little green. Is it Kraken?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful! Looks a bit like Bossk, doesn't he? He was quite expensive back then, but I think I still only paid like £15 for a carded version of him. Now I don't know, maybe like a couple hundred quid or something. I don't know.
Loose complete because he has a net and a
little gun.
So getting in complete is probably 40-45 loose.
I've got him.
What about carded on an unpunched card? VTR? How much?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen him because
did he come on a card? Wasn't he a mail away?
Come on a card, or was he a mail away? Mail away. I had him in a mail away.
A mail away and Skeletron was a mail away.
Yeah, Skeletron as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's got skeleton.
It was it was mad though when I first started finishing my vintage Star Wars collection, like like buying the cantina and things like that. They were so well. I thought they were expensive, but compared to now, those early days of eBay was like amazing, wasn't it? It was amazing.
Brian's Toys, he's still active now. Brian's Toys, but he was always the one that I was buying like. I was buying mint on card Star Wars figures from Brian's Toys in America, getting them shipped out. I thought it was amazing how there's this like website where I could buy this stuff from America, and it like 3 weeks later it'd arrive at your door, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
You always see him in the big. Is it the Big Toy Collector magazine? Wasn't it? Big Toy Review? Was he in? He was always advertising in the back, wasn't he?
He wrote a book as well. He wrote a book.
Did he?
Oh. Yeah, I've got it.
Was that him in the video, Tim, talking about the? Not A-list, what's she called now? Jocasta Nu.
He paid for the exclusive of the Jocasta Nu.
Really?
You know what, Tim? I'm so glad I didn't open the Dooku bust, man, because I was so close to opening that mint. I think now, man.
Yeah, they're pricey, aren't they?
It's a great car back. That's one of my favorites. That, and the figure looks so good. I hope Tungori, whatever, wrangles that one somehow.
Right. Sell out quick if he suddenly put that on there, wouldn't he? Christ!
Wow, yeah.
Is his name or logo on the actual box? Is it on the box? Brian Toys? Is it not on there?
I'm not sure. I haven't got it.
I think it is. I've got it here.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Yeah.
Brian Toys exclusive. Yeah.
Maybe it comes in
on the box, not on the actual. I thought it was on the card as well.
No,
maybe not.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of these ones as well back in the day, wasn't he?
Yeah,
and Mark Bellamo and all those toy shop ones. Yeah, those toy shop ones.
I remember buying a Leia Bouche on a Return of the Jedi card for like $25 or something from Toys.
Whoa, yeah.
Stormtrooper, Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper. I had a few of them in the, and then I just moved them on the game when I moved all my action.
Oh, here he goes. Nice figure.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
Well, let's have a look. Where are you? Let's get you. Large.
Yeah, no one wanted this figure because it's an old lady, and now they want it.
An old lady.
An old lady. Who wants a granny? Who wants a granny on a card back?
Are you having a problem, Master Kenobi? I love that. Oh yeah, I'll have a look on the back.
Sorry.
She's a well-known Australian actress, isn't she?
The deleted scene with her is really good as well when she talks a bit more about Dooku.
I've seen that in your video. Yeah, you did it in your video, didn't you? Yeah.
Nick, did that video of Brian's Toys, did he say that there was only 7,000 or something? Was it 7,000?
I can't remember. Well, you sent that to me, and it was amazing watching it. I can't remember the numbers now, but it made you think, wow.
I think it was only 7,000.
Oh, there we go. Beer, we get some out. Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that. Toy review.
Hang on, Beer, let's get you up.
Oh, wow. Hi. Wow.
Hi. Got tons of these.
Wow.
There's
a new toy magazine out there called Toy Collector, isn't there? But you can't get it in the UK, can you?
I think you can get it in Forbidden Planet.
Oh,
can you? By the guy that's the Mego guy. Because I've seen it in Forbidden Planet in London, yeah.
There's two, I think. There's this one.
PlayStation.
All right. Well, that's new.
Toy Ventures, PlayStations. Yeah, you can get that in.
That's the Mego guy, Brian. I can't remember his name. Brian.
Yeah, another one's called Toy Collector with a weird R or something on there. Yeah. I've seen it advertised, but I don't think maybe get a subscription or something. Yeah. I used to love sitting there watching that.
Nick, educate me on that card you showed. When was that released? What year was that released?
Well, it says on here, funnily enough, later than I thought. Dave, it says 2012 on there. I don't know when I thought it might have been before that because a lot of the Attack of the Clones stuff was 2011. Did you realize that, Tim? I didn't realize when this came out. There you go.
No. And Dave, in the box with it, because it was like it came in like a box that opened up with like little Velcro, and inside you get like a bust of Dooku's head, like like goes on the plinth in the museum.
Stop it, Bo!
And then you also get a proof card as well. You get a proof card of that.
Yeah, like I said,
TNT.
my one, someone had taken the proof card out of mine, but they did specify that on the eBay listing. They did say, but that's a shame that I didn't. The one I bought. But again, what I spent was significantly less than what she's worth now, man, on the secondary market. Wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Yeah. Wish I had her.
Yeah, she's a couple
So
of
Tim,
£100 now, isn't she?
You were saying you've now completed your original Kenner 96 collection.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So are you going to be going for any of the variants or not really? No, not now.
Not really. I think it's just more about upgrading the ones that I feel need upgrading. Like my 2 Bespin guards aren't the best. You know, one of them's like got no gold on him at all. So
yeah,
I wouldn't mind getting a better version of him. I think when I got those ones, I was picky about condition, but not as much as I was towards the end.
It's the cap,
for example, Yak
off.
Face was the one that I finally got, and I had I had it in my mind. I've got to get a decent, a really good condition one if I'm going to bother spending that much money.
Yeah, the dome. Yeah.
So there's a few that I've got to go back. Like I need a really good snow trooper, but Hoth Stormtrooper. Yeah, I need a better one of those because mine's lost a bit of paint on his eyes and
the yellow, don't they? And I
was going to say my regret is because I initially started getting back into collecting by getting all the original figures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously 2020 came along and then got into you guys' channels and stuff like that. So that influenced me to get more of the modern stuff. In hindsight, I really wish that I would have carried on collecting and finished off that 96 because some of the figures now, especially for the last 15 or 17, they're so expensive now. And
what did that was the pandemic and people doing online auctions. That's what happened there. So all these people that couldn't go to Echo or whatever, they were doing all these online auctions and the prices were just going silly buggers.
No travel expenses or petrol bills. Yeah.
People were paying silly amounts for. I remember, who was it? Warwick went from like 120 to 200 within the space of like 3 months.
That's
like, what is going on? Like every time you saw one sold, it was like 160, 170. It's going up by £10 each time.
Oh, it's Lumat. I used to war at Lumat. Same things, aren't they? Same things. Yeah.
But it's not the figure; it's the bow, isn't it? It's the bow that's worth.
Yeah. Oh, I snapped my bow. It snapped. It snapped. The dark one. It snapped.
Repro replacement.
Well, maybe.
Just chuck it away, Tez. Chuck it away. Get a repro.
Just chuck it away.
Yeah, be all right. Get a new one.
I need his bag as well. I always forget that. Yeah, because
it's little quivers. Little quivers.
Yeah. Oh, little quivering. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So that for me is definitely one of my regrets.
Aren't they? Especially like Vectis. If you track a Vectis auction,
it's incredible.
Those prices are so inflated. It's just ridiculous.
Terrible. Yeah,
but people pay that.
Then you pay 22% on top.
Just about to say that. Yeah, then you've got the what goes on top and then postage, obviously. Yeah.
And I think that the whole COVID and the whole COVID and lockdown thing. I mean, I'd always collected figures, and I got married and had kids, and had a small display. But a lot of stuff went in the attic, and it was for COVID for me. It was just like, I'm gonna get all my Star Wars stuff down and have a look at it, and like, And I was
people into the hobby.
Yeah,
push the prices.
I was collecting G1 Transformers up until then, but then it was just like, no, I'm gonna get my Star Wars stuff down, and I wouldn't have met you guys do like that.
It's quite funny because you saw some people at the start of the pandemic, like buying like the same names, just buying it up. Like something would get listed and it'd be claim. You're like, not giving anyone a chance. And then 2 years later, they're selling it all. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know whether it's because lockdown's lifted and they've gone back to their normal life and they just can't be bothered with it anymore, or they were clever and saw the opportunity and thought, right, I'm going to buy this now and then sell it for more in a couple of years.
If they're like me, they're selling it because they need not only for the cost of living and all that, but you just need it. But I need it back just to obviously that holiday as well. I was, need on that and get that sorted as well. It's ironic. That was the first I snagged was after all those prices had inflated, and a lot of those pieces I've got rid of now, like the TIE Fighter pilot is gone, which was, not that painful really, because I could see BOE, you might know about this, it was going yellow, wasn't it? And I thought, well, get rid of it now before it goes any
Can you guys
yellow.
hear me?
Yep.
My earphones have gone dead, so...
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Can hear you.
Oh, not used to doing these hours.
Yeah, you got to do, yeah.
That's the thing, Nick. It only takes a few bad experiences to like sort of,
sour.
Yeah, sour your.
I must do a video, Tim, on
the and all that. That sort of thing is enough to like put you off, isn't it?
Well, that made me very nervous every time I sold put anything in the post after that. Even though I sent it, I got my money back in the end actually via Royal Mail. Ali bloody Lulia, because that took ages of whatever.
Yeah, it is
not necessarily even back and forth. It just took them so long to even look at the thing. And I was going to do a video on all that, which I might do since I've got my money back now or whatever. But the thing is, they had the audacity to lecture me in a letter, Royal Mail. I've never had any problems with them.
I have the same.
I don't know if it was automated or what, but it was outrageous because they said stuff that I had already done. They said, if you had put more photographs in at the time, it would have made this process a lot quicker. But I did. And you can only give them a certain amount of photographs anyway. And
it's what you took.
Outrageous. So I sent them a really angry message saying, I've got my money now. This is the end of it. But I'm sorry. That is totally outrageous. That's unacceptable what you have sent me. I don't know if it's automated or
it's
not.
It's not cool, man.
Man.
It's been happened to me.
I had a similar experience with Royal Mail. Sorry, BO, you go.
There you go. No, it's just been happening to me a lot with eBay of late. That stuff's not reached me, and I've had to claim it all back, and it's been an absolute nightmare. So
it's a scary thing. Posted vintage stuff, isn't it? I dread it.
Yeah,
I dread it.
I went out my way, Luke, to kind of protect it, and ironically I did a video of myself. Posting everything vintage and
proof.
I just thought I'm going to cover myself here in case something happens, and something did happen. And I don't know what the postman did. He must have slam dunked it, man, because he was fully protected. And obviously Admiral Akbar, and obviously he's notorious for cracking out bubbles and stuff. But
the worst thing is when you got sorry,
maybe it's worth selling at auction. Then you have to post, and you might get a better price for it anyway.
Let's have a look.
Take it to a toy fair and just wait and maybe sell a few bits or take it to trade.
I mean, obviously you can sell through things like eBay, but they take a huge cut now. Since
I
stopped
stopped
dealing with PayPal. Their cut that they take.
I stopped using
it. But I had a similar thing, Nick. I mean, I very, very rarely have issues with posted and things getting received and things like that. But I sold a bit of vintage Motu stuff not too long ago. It was only worth about 40 quid, but I always obviously do full address and everything. And before I send it, I take a picture of the parcel. So I send it to the person, because if I'm communicating with the person, I'll say, right, here it is, it's ready to go. And I keep the picture until I know they've got it. And they said they never received it. Well, it had tracking with it and stuff. And sure enough, I mean, I checked the tracking and it just wasn't, it was just stationary. Wherever it was not progressing. So we waited about 2 or 3 weeks. I had to give them a full refund because they'd not received it. According to the tracking, they'd not received it. So I give them a full refund, and then I thought, right, well, I can claim this back. I can claim this back through Royal Mail. So I made a claim, and I sent the picture with the parcel, with the address on it, to say, right, this is the parcel. You can see the address is on it. It's a valid address. This is where it was meant. And I basically just got a letter back saying you obviously haven't. Something like you obviously haven't written the address thoroughly, and because of this, we can't deliver it.
That's outrageous.
And I'd emailed the picture, and I'd also emailed a picture. I took a screenshot of Google Earth with the address. There's the house. It's a real place. And I sent the picture on the email, and they just said, no, you're not. You've lost your money and lucky. It's like, how can that be? I've evidenced the address. I've evidenced the property. It's there. Your guy just hadn't delivered it, I got told no money. I lost out. I lost about 40 quid.
Yeah, scary.
You know what? As well, Luke, I'm so glad that I sent it special delivery, obviously, to be covered with that, and because I know that the people who sold it to me, they didn't send it special delivery. I won't mention their names, I don't think. But anyway, whoever. But and the Akbar obviously arrived to me fine, but then I've learned all this subsequent information about Akbar being pretty bad at doing that, obviously shifting or whatever, but. Christ knows what excuse my language. Goodness knows what the postman. With BOE, you had a theory that it was during the strike and they were angry and maybe
Just chucking things around. Yeah.
Rushing to get stuff. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think it happens a lot with those yellow Return of the Jedi bubbles. They crack.
Yeah.
They, you know, that it happens a lot, man. It happens a lot.
Right.
Yeah. And
It's so
me
brittle.
and if the figure is very loose in a bubble, it'll jump around, you've got no chance. I just put a piece of cardboard around a bubble on the outside. I take it. So if it goes up and down, it hits something that's reinforced it. But
they could just because the dry glue, it could just pop off, couldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I've had one here that I've just looked. It's been sitting there in a case, and then I went and I've got them out, looked at them to give them a dust, and I'm like, oh my god, that's about to fall off. Yeah. A couple
about
of
to
them,
commit suicide.
It's cracked. It's got a crack. It's just a crack's just come from vibrations or what? Very weird. So
it's the force.
That's the scary. That's the scary thing of collecting mocks. It's the scary thing of collecting vintage mocks. Is like, do I want to keep them or do I want to get rid of them before they start dropping off? Do you take the waiting game, innit? So you're like,
and it doesn't matter if they're graded, right? It doesn't matter if they're graded or not. They're still
graded.
Going to grade inside the box. So
that's it. The grade is good.
I think this is why a lot of people like loose graded, isn't it? Like,
it's going more. Yeah. What should I do? Should I just rip them all off and get them graded?
I couldn't hear you guys. So I've had to...
No, they've got to be variants.
Do a video, Matt. Do a video.
What, me just ripping them off?
Yeah.
Crikey, the hate I get.
Imagine the hate you get.
Oh my god! I'll be the number one on Echo's page, with a target.
Are you all right there, Stu? You're looking a bit.
Yeah, Stu, you're right.
Pixelated. Is he looking pixelated?
No, I'm okay. No, it's all right. My earphones went, so the batteries. So I had to like swap them out and stuff like that. So
We can still hear you. We can still.
That's going to happen every 4 hours.
Still hear me? I can hear you.
Should have had an alternate pair there. Yeah.
All right, Matt. All right.
Next time you do a charity, or next time you do another one, next
Don't
year,
call me out.
You can have a spare pair. Yeah.
Well, obviously, that's why he's got here. I'm very sorry, mate.
That's all right. That's all right. You've got to be prepared for these things. Like people that don't oil their chairs. You just got things like that.
Hey, that's a Bossk bounty chair.
I don't think Tim wants to be the sort of
don't associate
with a chair. I don't think he wants to be associated with a chair.
It doesn't make a sound now.
Oh no! Don't move it. You make it worse. Oh, my ears.
I've got to say, Tez, that was incredibly loud listening to you on that live stream.
It was. How loud it was.
Yeah, well, I've had this for like a year and a half. Is it always done it? Is it always done
every time we told you to oil it, and then
What got me with that live stream was Matt. Matt got me with that live stream. It's just the way he said, "For God's sake, Tez, your chair," and the look on his face.
Professional.
Awesome. It's looking at the WD-40 to hand,
I know that was great. He's had it there for a year. He's been waiting. He's just got time now to do it. It's brilliant. It's just classic. It's classic.
All right. Cheers, Adam.
I saw that. Me and my lad went to watch football in the pub. Yes, it's very nice.
It's amazing, isn't it? You go from beating Man United 7-0 to losing to Bournemouth,
and they can't handle.
Glad I don't live near it. Football.
Listen, what I put it down to is they wanted Bournemouth to win, so then Everton get relegated.
Yeah.
But then Everton won, so it didn't really make any difference.
I don't know any of the scores.
They're not.
Brentford as well.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Well, you can watch it on Match of the Day tonight.
Oh no!
I could see Dean Court. I could see Dean Court from the back of my window. I could see it.
You can see it.
I used to when I moved, but then don't. One thing: never live right next to a football pitch. That's all I give you.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even like football, Matt.
Because I know, but that's what made it worse. You can never get a parking. You can never park in your house on it. Yeah.
So when you moved to that house, Matt, what was the draw for you? The football pitch? I'll tell you what, I don't like football.
I didn't follow football. I didn't know it was a flat, but now I've moved away. I'm quite a distance away now. So that really annoyed me. That result today really annoyed me. I can't believe they beat Man United.
But you called it, Stu. You called it, Stu. I was listening to you talk. I can't remember what he was on, but you were talking to someone the other day, and you said after that result against Man U, I wouldn't put it past Liverpool to drop points against Bournemouth, and you called it.
Yeah. I'll keep my mouth shut in future.
You never know.
I want to win the lottery. There you are. How's that? I've seen it on a live
We've
stream.
got a United fan in the chat there. He thinks it's he's now free to dish out some.
You want to try being a Spurs fan?
Yeah, it'd be embarrassing for Liverpool then.
It was bad as 7-0, mate.
Yeah.
It's a terrible result, though, isn't it? That
and missed penalty as well, wasn't it?
Story of that season. This season.
Straight over my head.
Needed that.
The penalty did, Matt. The penalty did.
I've lost. Yeah, completely.
Then it would have been a draw if he put that away.
Well, no, I think they would have gone on to win it.
Yeah.
If he'd have scored that penalty, I reckon they would have got another goal.
Matt's getting like
what time is it? Is it?
Oh, sorry, Matt. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it tennis?
I just detest it. Sorry, I don't know many people. I know a few people.
Don't worry, Stu. Matt don't like anything. He don't like his name. He don't like kids.
I don't like squeaky chairs. I don't like Gary Lineker. I don't like football.
What about gravy on chips?
Yeah,
no,
gravy on chips.
Gravy, dry chip.
Well done, Joey.
He doesn't like the Blues Brothers.
So Matt, do you like
the Blues Brothers?
Yeah, he doesn't like them.
Was this a pickle Matt tonight? Is it?
Tennis.
Tennis. What about the sequel trilogy?
I love it. I love it. That's also another lightsaber. Oh, it gets me excited.
I'll change the subject. There is a question I want to put to everybody actually, because we've just been talking about obviously, earlier on when Matt was not Matt, Tez was saying about his games, his specky games, and he gets them just kind of because he wants to own them. Yeah. And we were talking about different toy lines. Does anyone else, because I do it and I'm easily influenced, does anyone else's sort of collecting tendencies lend themselves to anything else other than toys? Because I've got to admit, when Tez was earlier was saying about owning things just because he wants to own them.
Yeah.
When I went to school, a lot of my mates and a lot of other kids had trainers that I wanted and never got.
Yeah.
And I now buy trainers that I have no intention of wearing because I just want to own them.
Yeah.
So, like my brother, I was very lucky. He bought me some Air Jordan 6s for Christmas. I will never, ever, ever. I mean, I won't wear them anyway because I look an idiot in them, but I wouldn't wear them ever. I got some Patrick Ewings, all trainers that my mates had.
I remember those,
because I wanted the basketball on the key ring, and so I buy trainers with no intention of wearing them.
Yeah,
I've got boxes and boxes of them, and does anyone else do anything like that?
Was the Patrick were the Patrick Ewings the ones that you pumped up with the basketball on the tongue?
Pump. They were
Reebok pumps.
Yeah, I've got some of them as well. Yeah. But again, I've got boxes of trainers that I have no intention of wearing. Yeah. Does anyone else do anything like that? Because I just want to wear them.
Yeah. I bought a pair. I got a pair of trainers for Christmas that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not necessarily trainers, just put anything outside of toys that.
Like Nick. Do you? Because Nick, hello, Nick.
Yes, I am listening. I'm just thinking about it as you said that.
I always think Nick's a secret.
Tez, do you remember who you are, Tez? Because you forgot you met Nick earlier. So
no. But I would say
I was going to say the music thing.
Like, you could call it a collection, but I'm not a collector of them.
Yeah,
and I think we've all got a little bit of music.
I've got 6 guitars, and I'm terrible at playing guitar, but I've got 6 guitars.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of falls into the category, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I have a ridiculous collection of. So I like my Golf GTIs, my Mark 1 Golf GTIs.
Oh yeah.
So, I like that.
Asda and Tesco, they license VW for some T-shirts. So quite often, if you go into Tesco's or Asda or what have you, they'll have a T-shirt with a Volkswagen Golf Mark 1 design on it.
Yeah.
So I've got about 25 T-shirts with just Mark 1 Golf on the front.
Oh, that's all right. It's a nice collection, isn't it?
Which I've never worn one of them. I just have them in the in the drawer somewhere.
It's that sort of thing. I mean, I used to have not long ago. I had every single Spurs shirt from '88 right up to now. And I think I've kept about 6. There's 6 shirts in my collection that I just won't part with, and the rest of them are sold. But it's one of those that, and I used to look at them and think, why have I got every shirt? why do I feel the need? Some of them I didn't like, but I felt the need. I have to have every shirt every year. Now, at one point, when I started doing it early on, I mean, obviously, my parents used to buy me a lot of them. You would have the home shirt for 2 and sometimes even 3 seasons back in the day, and they would change the away kit most years. But now there's 3, even 4 kits every season, and they're what 70, 80 quid a shirt, and you think I'll just get rid of them and keep a handful. But again, I've clearly got
like Gav.
to do it. Yeah, Gav. Look at Gav. See, I mean,
Gav's got loads of it, hasn't he? Yeah.
You know. But I just think if you're a collector, inevitably it spills over into other aspects of your life. I think, doesn't it? You know, unless it's just me, I don't know.
Yeah. Something that I used to do regarding football. So I don't really collect them, but like talking about trainers, I am partial to some like classic Adidas trainers, Spezial, you know, things like that. I've got a few pairs of them, but I always buy them to wear. I don't buy them to collect them. I definitely wear them into the ground eventually. But I've probably got maybe 5 or 6 different pairs of classic Adidas, and I love it when they like bring out a new one. So they brought out some new ones recently, actually. But the other thing I used to do was when I used to like travel somewhere, I used to try and get the home shirt of that town for the football club.
Right.
So I used to have like a Roma shirt, and like when I went to Tenerife, I bought a Tenerife shirt and things like that. Sparta Prague and things like that. But again, you know, it's quite good because then you sort of, instead of like having a memento, like I don't know, buying a postcard or something stupid, whatever. It's always quite nice having like the football shirt of that city or wherever that you went to. So it's almost like a travel diary, but in the form of football shirt.
Wow.
I don't do it anymore. It gets just too expensive. It just got too expensive in the end. And in the end, I had about 20 of them, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do with these? You know, so I ended up getting rid of them.
I'm an Adidas man. Yeah.
Adidas man. It's. So you know Tony Wallace that used to be Yorkie Bespin. Yorkie Bespin. So he's well into Adidas Spezial, and I love all that as well. Like, so I'm quite happy to continue watching his videos, even though he's no longer Star Wars.
I still watch him
because he's collecting Spezial. You know what I mean? So
the enthusiasm is still there.
Sorry, there's a question for Luke.
It's not a question for Luke.
Interested in the career in
interested. Oh right, yeah. Mr. Bronson. No, Mr. Bronson.
Talking about trainers, I saw the other day was that Adam Driver said that he was on one of those Jimmy Fallon or whatever talk shows the other day. I think he was promoting that new 65 film, and he said that he's got one pair of Air Jordans because he used to be a kid and he could never afford them, and the first thing he bought when he got some money from his first film. He bought a pair of Air Jordans, and they sit there on a shelf, and he just looks at them. He never worn them, so he admitted it.
I totally get that. I can totally get that. I've got 2 pairs of Air Jordans, and I'll never wear either one of them. I've got a pair of Flyknit ones and Air Jordan 6s, but I've got Reebok pumps, Patrick Ewings. I've got some old Nike Air Flights. I just won't wear them, but I want to own them because I saw kids with them at school. I never got a pair.
I was eyeing up a pair
of those are well expensive, aren't they? Like the first ever Air Jordan. I bet they're well expensive.
Original Air Jordan ones. They'll be a lot of money. Well, they all are. I mean, I think to get a brand new pair of Air Jordan 6s, depending on what colour you go for. I mean, I got the infrared ones, which are my favourite. You're talking 300 quid.
Yeah. I was looking at a pair of high tops today. I was looking at a high.
Not to worry. Yeah. I know you're not going to wear any of them, Luke, but it could be worse. You could have one pair of Cherry Dockers and wear them all the time, like I do.
They've come back around again, haven't they? Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah,
I got a pair of Fila trainers for Christmas, and they're high tops and they're white nearly, and they're all white, and I don't want to wear them because they look really nice.
Fila at one point when I was at school, everyone had Fila at one point.
Fila was I bought a pair. I just wanted that retro feel.
Reeboks as well.
Me man is 83, and then be Sheila. She's always on the phone to her motherfucking dealer. Her boyfriend, she always gets jiggy, and her boyfriend's freewheeler. There's something about feeler as well. He says at the end of that.
Go on, Bo.
I got this just before Christmas. It's the box set of
the TV series.
No, it's the album. It's a 4-disc CD set, and it's
showing you.
I had to buy it for $85. So
I've got I like my CDs, the special edition sets as well. Or vinyls. I've got a few of those. You know,
I still believe in buying CDs.
Me too. Physical media, you can't be cancelled.
You can't be. Can't change the words.
Altered.
Or you can turn it off.
I still buy physical DVDs and CDs. Still buy
too many snowflakes out there now. There's too many.
I've got a
British Knights.
Not getting political.
British Knights. That's a great shout, Adam. Because
Billy's watching me. I've seen some of his videos.
There was British Knights. There was things like British Knights and Troop and SPX, and they went ripping through our school at one point. British Knights, Troop, and SPX. Everyone loved them.
Yeah.
So I think didn't Gaza do endorse Troop, like the tracksuits and stuff? I'm sure he did.
I do remember everyone having Adidas at school, and my mum bought me a pair of trainers that looked like Adidas, but they weren't Adidas, and they were like cheap copy, and everyone's taking a nick. Going, what are they?
We used to call them market jobs, didn't we?
Yeah, market jobs.
It was Gola.
That's where I got my shell suit from. My shell suit.
I had story about that. When it's a really tragic story, but funny, I think. When my mum and dad split, when me and my brother were 9 years old, my mum and dad split up. And when I remember we just got this little flat, and we were just me and my brother and my mum. And she sat us down one night and she said, "Look, lads, I know it's a tough time right now, but I'm going to go into town tomorrow while you're at school. I'm going to go into town tomorrow and I'm going to buy you both a brand new pair of Nike trainers." And we were like that. Right, we'll take that. And we came home, and she gave us these boxes, and bless her, they were Nicks.
Nicks.
And she was like that. These are the right things, aren't they? And we were just as two 9-year-olds. You got to look at your mum and go, Mum, these are great.
But aren't those like
to school the next day?
Are those cheap copies now worth something now? They must be worth something now, the cheap copies.
But we had to wear them to school the next day, and we battered them. We played football in them. We kicked walls on the way to school. We dragged them on the pavement. We just wrecked them within about 2 weeks.
That's
I had a pair of those. I had a pair of those Nike trainers from the first Terminator film that Michael Behane puts on when he's in the photo booth. You know those ones. And I kicked myself now. I trashed them and ruined them, and I think to myself now what they could be worth. I cry. I do cry. Wow. I used to jump in mud and everything with them, rivers and everything with those trainers. Yeah. But you didn't care back then, did you? You didn't care.
Kids were cruel.
What about Brooks? Remember Brooks? I used to have a pair of Brooks.
Heard of them.
I think you can still get Brooks.
Brooks, can't you? Yeah.
You still get them. Yeah.
Remember, say like Gola. Remember Gola? Yeah.
Gola are quite fought after now because they used to be like you know your cheapy versions, but
they make good football boots, don't they?
Yeah. It's like at school when you were back in the early 80s or whatever. If you had a pair of Dunlop Green Flash. They're bad. They were bad. I would love a pair of Dunlop Green Flash. I think they're cool.
Well, it's like in America, Reebok trainers are made in Bolton, and not so much now, but like in America, like everybody loved the Reebok stuff because it had the Union Jack on.
Union Jack. I had got a pair of them.
For Bolton.
Reebok Classics.
Bolton.
Remember the Belt Factory Outlet? Anyone who's been to, speaking of Florida, Stu, the Belt, I don't know if it's still there, the Belt Factory Outlet, which is not far from where Universal is, I think. I got a pair of Reeboks in America. That's like my first pair of Reeboks.
It's still there, but they don't call it the Belt Centre anymore. It's they've changed names, but it's still there. So you've got one at the end up near Universal, then you've got the other one, which is all the way down the other end of
Docks.
I think one of them's called Mall of Millennia, isn't it? Is that right? Mall of Millennia?
High Tech.
High Tech. That's it. I had a pair of High Tech.
You can still get them.
High Tech.
They
were great with the massive tongs that came out the front. High Tech. They were great.
Shadow for High Tech. Puma did White Phantom, and there was a big. It was a big war, but I remember, and again, I might just remember this wrong, but I remember the big trainer war when I was at school in the 90s. All the trainers started bringing out like novelty stuff. So Adidas brought out torsion, and they had the torsion bar in the sole. Reebok brought out Hexalite, and they had like the Hexalite, sort of a bit like Nike Air. Nike obviously had Nike Air, but then Puma brought out Puma Disc, so you could tighten your trainers with just a little disc on the top. They all had their own thing, and there was like big trainer wars. It was great.
Remember
those, no one's
remember those red feelers? Those red feelers everywhere.
Oh, they went. If you red, you can buy the different patch coloured jeans as well. Remember those with they could be like
two-tone jeans.
Yeah, two-tone jeans. No one's mentioned Converse or Vans.
Didn't really remember.
If you're a bit of I was a bit more of an indie kid. It was I was always a big Converse man as well.
Duffer as well. Duffers,
Duffer. I remember them.
Okay, guys, it's coming up to the 2 hour mark that you've been on, so really appreciate that. Just to let you know where we're at with money wise, we're currently at $805 raised so far.
So that's over halfway, right? There you go.
That's done up quick. Just quickly before we get the next guests on, what have you all got planned for your channels coming up? We'll start with Tez, then we go Nick, Dave, Luke, BOE, Tim, and then Matt. So if you go Tez, anyway.
Oh, me. It's Spectrum at the moment, and I would say Spectrum at the moment. I do promise I will do some more. I've made 3 physical videos this year, so there we go. But this week I've got loads of games coming out, like GoBots. Lots of television like Centurions, Mask, and things like that. Lots of Saturday morning cartoon TV shows which you would watch, but like they brought out games as well. There we go. Brilliant. That's me this week. That's me.
Just like a potato, Taz. You are on the spectrum.
On the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. Oh, that's what. Yes. Nice.
He's on it. He's on it.
Nice little Josh.
Nice segue for me as well.
Yes.
Yeah. You finished. I'm sorry, Taz.
Go on. Yeah, that's it. Go on.
He's still loading. He's still loading, Nick. He's still loading.
Yeah.
I've crashed. Go on, Nick. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to sort my room out, Stuart. I think I'm going to do that after I put those new shelves in, get that organized, and then I might do that video actually on the situation with the Akbar. That's sort of like something I've put in my mind to on the near horizon. And then just I don't know, really, just the usual stuff. And then we've got celebration coming up, so I'm looking forward to making a video or 2 out of that.
Mando review.
Cool. Dave.
Oh, that's
let's see. I have a few restorations that are in the pipeline.
I've got to send you one.
Tez got to send one. One is one of them is to finish off the troop transporter, so that'll be part 3 in the final part. Hopefully soon enough. And I'm also trying to organise a restoration collaboration as well with another YouTuber. So see if that will work out. And then I've got a load of pickups, which I'm trying to just do as a series of shorts because I can't be bothered basically to do full length videos for pickups. So I'm just pushing out a few shorts for pickups. That's pretty much what's going on right now in VTR land.
Luke.
He's having a holiday.
I'm not doing anything. No, obviously there will be a video dropping this week, and it's quite a long one as well. It's probably quite handy how it's fallen because it'll probably bring
handy.
A couple of weeks I'm not doing any, but I've got plenty of pickup videos coming. I'm looking in the corner there. There's plenty of things to show. So no, there'll be a video this weekend, but then a couple of weeks without one for me. But then plenty of pickups after that.
Yeah,
good.
You sure we can't twist your arm?
Cue the march.
The March.
It is March.
I did try to do a video one-handed. It just weren't happening. Trying to open things.
Wow.
BOE, what you got, mate?
Stop talking about doing things one-handed, Luke.
I'm sure you can watch a video one-handed, Luke. I'm sure you can.
It'd be a cool hand, Luke.
Oh my god.
Sorry, babe.
That probably tomorrow if I can get it done. That Bossk figure.
Yeah,
I think
the bike shed, Bossk, that one.
the bike shed I mentioned. That was
I have
awesome.
That video was brilliant.
closer look at that. And then,
couldn't wait to get in the flats. Did it in the bike shed?
Yeah, no, it's because it was could be dark indoors. So
and then the toilets next. Is it, Billy?
To my shame, no way. Especially after the flood. Next video. I've got a couple of graded vintage collection figures which I need to be unboxed. Hopefully, I'll do that tomorrow. As well.
Awesome stuff.
Goody stuff.
Tim.
My Q&A video tomorrow.
Sunday.
Sunday. I plan to do a bit of stuff on the SWTVC March Madness that's happening at the moment. Just a bit of like a follow up on like once some of the like later rounds are finished and what have you. Apart from that, just churning out stuff really when it comes to me review. I've got a few more of the Return of the Jedi goons. I've got Woof to review. I think. Oh, just looking for him. I've got him to review.
Woof. Oh yeah, that's a good
Woof.
Apart
from that, that's it. Oh, and also I do want to collar Nick because we do need to record a few more of our like collab episodes. We need to do the Mandalorian and we need to do the Clone Wars as well. But it's just a case of me getting my finger out really and getting around to it.
What was the last thing we did? Was it the sequels? And that just sort of like killed everything, isn't it, really?
I think it's the sequels, yeah.
Series. You took us down a dark alley.
Oh, you just love them all you can.
It was before Christmas, wasn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it must have been.
Long ago. I think
I'm just recovering from COVID, to be honest. I mean, I remember you saying you're all right now, you're feeling better.
Yeah,
November.
Yeah, we'll get together and do that because the Mando will be a good one, especially with the show on at the moment and what have you. So
you've got something coming up tonight, Tim, as well, haven't you? So you can mention that you do have a chat tonight, which is cool.
I did not want to be. I didn't want to be rude. Yeah, I've got a live stream tonight with Mark Hamilton, who is the bassist of Ash, and it's because
that's right. Yeah.
It's because he's going to be headlining the Cantina gig at Celebration, and
great.
They've got so many like Star Wars actors and stuff doing VIP signings and stuff at that thing on the Sunday night. So I'm getting him on the show just to help promote that, and also he's obviously a massive Star Wars fan with a huge Star Wars collection. So it'd be really interesting to talk to him. He's obviously done some really cool stuff in the past because of being in a band, like playing at the rap party for the Phantom Menace, and he knows Ewan McGregor and all this kind of stuff. So it'd be really
I was listening to 1977 literally two days ago. Yeah,
Kung Fu.
Yeah. So that's because there's a TIE Fighter sample in the beginning of one of those songs. I remember that. Wow. It's a good album. Real good album.
Kung Fu,
Good.
Okay, Matt, what about you? Thank you for joining us, by the way, Matt. Cheers, man. Appreciate that.
That's all right. Yeah, I'm here.
He's here.
I was waiting for a break. That's all right. I thought, I'll just wait. He'll see me. He'll see me here at the bottom because I was tucked at the bottom probably. So you got to scroll. So
what have you got coming up, Matt?
Tomorrow I'm doing my giveaway. So everyone, at 8:00, I'm doing the spinning wheel.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone will win a lovely
elimination.
Matthew, it is, and I'm going to laugh every time I kick someone out because I'm evil like that.
He's like that. You like that, aren't you, Matt?
Yeah, it's going to go. You're right, boy, and just kick him away.
The duck race is a good one. I did the duck race. I got that from somebody I watched.
The duck race. I can't laugh at people as I boot them out. So it's not,
okay, guys.
Sorry. And then and I've got another 1.6 project on the go. I'm just going to say K2SO. That's all I'm going to say. And there's no snow involved. No snow.
I will leave you with this, Matt. I bet you cannot wait for the 12-inch Cocaine Bear to come out. Can you?
The Cocaine Bear.
I saw Dino's video the other day, and he was at a toy fair, and someone had a bear there that would like prounce up, and they put cocaine on the painted stuff on the nose, and someone's like, was that custom? And I was like, couldn't believe it, and there was blood on there. I was like, that was a clever guy. I bet he sold that within minutes.
It's because he saw your Tauntaun video.
Thanks, Tim. I was waiting for that, Tim.
Right, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for turning up and
just going to do a line now.
I really appreciate that.
Matt!
I've got the next guest in, so I'm going to say thank you and goodbye to you guys. So really appreciate it, guys.
Oh, we got to. Yeah, there's no after chat, is there?
That's it.
See
All the best to you, Charity.
Bye.
Yes,
Bye.
Bye. Cheers. Goodbye.
Bye. Cheers. Goodbye. Cheers. Goodbye. Cheers. Goodbye.
Oh, there you are, Nick. Still there. Right, take it easy, dude.
I better leave. Yeah, I thought you were kicking us out. I better kick myself out.
Okay, so I have my next guests in line waiting. So before I do that, I'm going to play a short video clip while I have a toilet break. So be back in a minute, guys, and I'll try and be back before the video finishes. So speak to you in a bit. Cheers now. Bye-bye.
I had Wilms tumor, which is a type of kidney cancer, and it affects the kidney. So there was pain, just regular pain to my body functioning. There was pain from all of this happening. And then there was pain from always my mom and dad seeing me and then crying.
The tumor was growing. It had spread to her stomach and a piece of her lung. And so they said there was really not much more they could do for her, and they wanted her to have a wish, and I didn't want the wish. Because that meant she was dying.
In many cases, I see myself in these children's faces, because when I was 13, I was taken to Auschwitz, which was one of the worst camps you could possibly be in. I had no idea that I would be living. These children have no idea. In many cases, they die. They never live to grow up.
Henry had such a horrific childhood that could have resulted in a very bitter and angry, resentful man. And he turned it around and basically gave back to kids what had been taken from him.
I met the executive director of Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I told him that I like to help the families coming into this area. What would be the thing that they needed? And they say, we need a place for them to come. I started to build one villa first. As soon as I started that villa, I started other villa. I felt great. I felt wonderful. I couldn't do enough. I just couldn't, because I have seen myself in these children's faces. It was exactly what I was hoping I could do.
The first day we were here, Alyssa slept a lot. Because she woke up completely a different kid. She put on her princess dress and she was running. She hadn't been walking for a month prior. She was in bed. But she was running all around and laughing, and I hadn't heard her laugh in months.
The first thing I saw was the Give Kids the World building, and I thought, okay, I had hearts all around it. And then I saw the ice cream palace, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want ice cream right now. I was all happy. I was running around. I was hyper. I was happy,
But here, at Give Kids the World, you see smiles and you hear laughter. You don't see angry people. You don't see being rushed. You see people having fun and enjoying each other as a family. And you lose all that when your child is sick.
Not a day goes by that I don't see the spirit of hope and happiness, where kids that maybe had almost given up, or even parents who had maybe given up as well, all of a sudden, even for if it's just a brief glimmer, they forget and they do have fun, and the spirit does come back in their lives and in their. I can tell you firsthand, I've seen many children here that actually are better because of it.
She had come down and was fully expecting not to survive much longer because of the diagnosis. And something sparked here. And here we are, 9 years later?
Yeah.
And look at her, she's amazing. And so what she's done for me is given me hope.
It is evident what our mission is. It is evident what our need is. It is evident what the impact of any contributions are, whether financial or physical, labor, whatever. You can see it. You can see it here in the village. You can see it in the families, and you can certainly see it in the sparkle in the eyes of the children that are experiencing this.
When I try to share with our partners what they do for us, I say, think about the happiest day of your life. Think about the day you got engaged, the day you had your first baby, the day you got married. And all of that emotion that just caused you to get chills all over your body. And didn't you think that you could conquer the world? I mean, you really, when you are really happy and something great has happened, you almost feel like you can do anything. And that's the kind of feeling that hope represents to me, is we want to send these children back with that, I can do anything. I can conquer anything because I've got this happiness. And imagine if that's spread out over 7 days.
I like to believe that we are prolonging their lives. That's my real thought. Something happens to that child. Their little system is amazing. There is something in me that I believe in what I'm doing here for sure. And I wouldn't want it to change that for 1 second. There's something here that makes it happen. And there must be God is right here in this village.